Listen, listen, listen. Welcome to Monday Night Toy Ramblings, where I will give you 3 hours, at least, normally. At least that's what I try and do. And you'll sit there and enjoy it because, well, I don't know why. You could do other things, but you choose not to, and I appreciate you all being here. 33 people watching right now. Please hit that like button if you haven't already. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't, because well, I don't know why you're not subscribed if you haven't yet, because you're watching me, a solo show, a one-man guy that's just going to ramble on about a lot of nothing in many, many, many instances. Anyway, I got a poll up there. It gives me a good track by the end of the night to see how many people actually came in here asking, do you like having 1/12 scale vehicles? I know some people like it, some people don't, and there are 1/18 guys that just don't care, that tell you, hey, you can't world build 1/12 scale. Although I feel that's not exactly correct. It takes more space, there's no doubt about that. So anyway, thank you guys all for joining. Hope everyone had a wonderful weekend, wonderful week last week, a good Monday off for most people. Not everyone has it off. And hopefully it's going to kick off a good week, short week for some people. I actually I have a physical on Wednesday. Didn't realize that it was during the holiday, so I asked my boss if I could have Tuesday off. So technically, I don't go back to work till Thursday. So I have a 2-day week, which isn't bad because I'm still looking down the road at the end of October and thinking about how much time I'm going to spend in this chair. I'm not going to say dreading my decisions because it's for a good cause. The Toys for Tots Streamathon that we're going to do. And I'm still working everything out, and hopefully we'll get that all situated real soon, and I have all the guests that I know are going to be on. And during that time, we'll have people coming in and out, just like the clubhouse, until we end up in the clubhouse. And at that point, I will make it a little bit, and probably by the end, Ed will be taking over everything. And I will be perfectly fine by that, because hopefully I will be passed out in my bed thinking about all the money we raised for children who need toys. Anyway, that's the beginning of my rambling. Now, we have a big show. There's actually a good amount of toy news in the world. Before anyone tunes out, I'm not saying I'm done with the Masters of the Universe stuff, but I won't be hitting it nearly as much. I find it so hard to actually figure out what's new and what is not. It seems like you have to go to Toy Habits to find out if there's new stuff. And then when I look at half the stuff, I'm like, is this new news? Is this old news? What is this Filmation figure? What is this? I'm so confused when it comes to Motu. I feel like it is the most disjointed news when you're trying to figure things out. And so, hey, no reason for anyone to tune out. Sorry, buddy. I know that's the only reason why you turn in. You can still stick around because there's nothing better on than watching me. Anyway, thank you guys. This weekend, let me just say, my daughter started golfing last year. I think I mentioned this whole thing in another episode. My daughter wants to go to University of Michigan, one of the more expensive schools, especially if you don't live in the state, even more if you live out of the country, I believe. If you're in state, it's just expensive, just not super expensive. And she wants to be a lawyer, and she has her heart set on Michigan, and she has the grades and everything to do it. And my ex's ex-boyfriend, new boyfriend, old boyfriend, kind of boy, I don't know what he is, suggested that she'd take up golf because there's a lot of unused female golf scholarships. Now, I don't like golf. I could care less about golf. I think it is probably boringer than soccer. But my daughter loves it this time. But she's never shown any interest at this point. So where they just came up with this idea, I don't know. But she does it. She seems to enjoy it. And I finally got to go out with her. Then after the first hole that she got mad, she just wants to go out and shoot. She'll keep score when she does. She'll keep score when she's in one of her matches or whatever. And so I went out with her, just her and I. And after the first one, and she got over me, kind of giggling when she sliced it one way. Her and I have that type of relationship. We can laugh about things. We actually had a good time. And she just, 9 holes, her and I just sitting out there on the golf course. And she's funny. She's just damn funny. That's all I have to say. So anyway, so I can't tell you what I did this weekend. And then I got, at the end of last week, I got these some weapons in, and we're going to talk about those in a little bit. But again, before we do, I want to say thank you to my guest last week, Krusty O'Crow, on Thursday with a Friend. If you haven't checked it out, please go back, check it out. There was a lot of insight to Krusty, who he is. He might not be as crusty as his name gives off. Great interview. All my interviews are great. I think you do a really good job. If I could reach back better, I'd probably knock my shoulder out of place. And I want to say thank you to Oz and the gang for having me on the Clubhouse, which I know everyone that tunes in definitely does enjoy. And then this Thursday for Thursday with a Friend, I'm going to have Gun Bunny Customs on. And I know he's been watching, or he's been part of the Terradrome, Toy Kind of Mood. He pops in. He's really started popping in here a lot. So I can't wait to have him on, find out what his story is. I believe he's a former Marine, so we'll probably have a good story there too. So, all right. Let's get into it. Let's say hi to everyone in the chat right now. And again, 45 people, so please hit the like button if you haven't. And right away, we have Richard Burns, who has become a channel member. So you know what you get there.
Welcome to the Creamery.
Whew. So we have Johnny Reno that's here. We have Stanley Eberhard is in the house. Jay Astro is here. Woody 222. I had a conversation with on the phone today about YouTube and issues with it uploading. I've been there. Jay Astro. Did I say Jay Astro? I may have already. Derek Holloman is here. We have SCS Dog. Cobra Commander. Snow Wolf is here. Thanos Copter, who just agreed to be on Thursday with a Friend in October. We'll probably get some, I don't want to say junk out of him, because it's the last thing we need to get out of Thanos Copter. And if you follow his Instagram, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Nolan is in the house saying, hi, Pumpkin Chat. And from what I understand, once Nolan is here, we are officially a toy tuber. We have David R., who is in the house. We have not Rachel. Salinas is here. Okay. We have a Model Misfit. We have Mr. Wonderful, who is now here. Eric Thurman is in the house. Usually there's more like different people right away. PNC is here. Matthew Matson, my first moderator. I think he was actually the first person that ever commented on my show. It wasn't even called Monday Night Toy Ramblings yet. It was just a Monday night show that I started doing. We have NorCal Voodoo is here. Alex S. is in the house. I hope this is not Alex Smith, the guy that shattered his leg playing football, because that was very, very gruesome. But when I see Alex S., I don't think that Alex Smith ever played for the Dolphins. Christine Mendoza is here. Liquid Identity is here. We have Grizzlehorn, Todd C., Fatrid, who is also going to be a guest very soon. And again, he better change his name to Fatrid by the time we get there, because I refuse to say those last 2 initials at the end. Joe Fan 84 is in the house. Machine Man Allison Troy, who was the first person that was on Thursday with a Friend. Them canceling the Snake Layer due to whiners has made Motu a little messy right now. I haven't really been following, but you are right. There were so many people that really complained about that. We have a Shark Eyes who says Vehecles. I know a lot of people want those vehicles. I don't think people know how much room they're going to take, but we'll find out eventually. Len is in the house here. We have Duck Collector is in the house. Odin01 who is here. I feel like we're seeing a lot of the same names. We have Jeff Morris. All right. I think I hit every single person. So let me start by saying right now, I know people want to know. They always ask, especially 3-star draw, Darren. He has other names that he goes by. Always wants to ask, when is Punk's Pit? When is Punk's Pit? You doing a Punk's Pit? You doing a Punk's Pit? Well, I have decided that on the first Friday of every month, Punk's Pit will happen. So if you are a channel member, it is a channel members only Punk's Pit. So 9 p.m. Well, no, I think we said at 10 p.m. actually. 10 p.m. First Friday of every month, unless if there's something else that happens to be going on. For the most part, haven't had that issue, so we don't really need to worry about that. But if you're a channel member, you can tune in, and you're going to be part of. You can watch Punk's Pit. If you want the link, we'll send you a link. You can jump on. It's basically a. It's kind of like Oz's Clubhouse, but we can let loose a little bit more because it is behind a paywall. Doesn't mean people can't screenshot it or screen record stuff, so you always still got to watch what you're saying, just to make sure you don't upset some people that have, fragile egos in this community. We have Nazar here and Action Figs Ed, my other moderator. All right, so I did just want to mention that. I know a lot of people always wonder when Punk's Pit's going to happen. I want to do it at least once a month, so anyone that's gifted a membership, to have a chance to kind of join in, see what it's all about. Everyone seems to really enjoy it. There is no doubt about that. All right. So quickly, I want to mention Mython, the Python. His mugs are still up at Hella Dope Toys. I believe they stopped selling them at the end of this week. So I think Sunday after the show, that's when the cutoff is. So if you haven't seen it, Ed, Matthew, whichever one, please drop a link to this, the mug from Mython. You can use my code APWT also at Hella Dope Toys. Get your 10% off if you want to save a buck because they're $10. If you do, please try and donate that somehow. So it directly goes to him, not him, but to his cause. And again, this is for a worthy cause. And you can read all about it. I believe it's in the bio. But I do just want to kind of promote that. But if one of you guys can dump the link into that, that would be absolutely awesome. I know a lot of people bought it. I think they said they sold 63 mugs so far. And that was as of yesterday. So hopefully there'll be a few more that get sold throughout this week. Because again, anything that can help support. Now, I do want to mention something. While I was watching Hella Dope Toys last night, when they said how many mugs they sold, and they're $10, people tried saying, well, it's easy to figure out how much money it is. You just take that times 10. Let me explain something to you. If a shirt on my site here is selling for $25, I don't get $25 from the company. I'm pretty sure they don't get $10 for that mug. So if they sold 10 mugs, don't think that, that they're getting $100 so they can donate it to charity. All right. There is a cut from that company that they are taking. I was really surprised kind of when I saw a few people make that comment. But I also know that's how a lot of people think. They see, hey, Hasbro sells these figures for $25. That's $25 in their pocket because they magically make them. Like there's no employees that need to pay, no designers, no shipping fees, no getting it to, to customers. Target, Walmart, they don't want their cut. It blows my mind. Alex S says, no, sir. Just have an Italian long last name. I'm from Costa Rica. All right. Well, You probably didn't want to shatter your leg like that anyway. I'll tell you that much. No, I'm the question is here, and we have Plastic Skulls who has joined the chat. All right. Cobra Commander says 100%. It's all 100% profit. Yes, well, that's what Cobra Commander would be taking. I don't know about everyone else. No, it is crazy. And again, this goes back to everything that we talk about so much when people say, well, they overcharge for this, they overcharge for that. Oh, $25, that's all pocket. Like, you understand, like, again, Target, Walmart, they have employees, they have brick and mortar stores. So obviously, Hasbro can't charge them the $25. It's just it's crazy to think it's crazy to get in some of these people's minds. That's, I think, what kind of blows me away more than anything is when I watch some of the things people say and you're just like, no way you're all that dumb. But yeah, it's just kind of, it's just crazy when I think about all that type of stuff. So anyway, again, I didn't want to mention that again. Links. Oh, you know what? I should probably put my my banner up really quick here. So if anyone is wondering, here's all the links to all the affiliates that I'm using. It does help support the channel. We have Hella Dope Toys, APWT. We get 10% off anything in stock or on pre-order. If you use one of the links for Entertainment Earth, you don't have to put anything in. But if you're ordering something that's in stock, 10% off at Entertainment Earth. Use code APUNK in the Amazon link. Just click it. That's all you got to do. Just click it. That's all that matters. Just click it. It helps out. Amazon can be very, very good to you some months, and other months, damn. I did end up. I talked to Ed about this. I even mentioned it to Bees Battleground. I ended up breaking down and ordering the Mezco Junkyard Joe figure. It has nothing to do with G.I. Joe. It's an Image comic. I know nothing about it. All I know is a cool looking action figure. It'll definitely be something that I can fit in with my G.I. Joe figures, the Mezco figures. Since they're starting to grow enough where I can just have my own display of Mezco figures. But I don't know, there's something really cool about that figure. Just you can act like it's like somebody just found an old bat and made it together and made him Joe, kind of like like the Terminator from T2. So just very, very interesting. Snow Wolf has joined us. We have Ronnie Trickshot. Sorry, I am late, guys. Work is getting in the way of a good stream. What did I miss? Absolutely nothing but a little bit of rambling. And Ronnie Trickshot will be on Thursday with a friend the day before the streamathon that we end up doing. It will be a pre-recorded one because I figured I don't really need to be sitting in the seat for an extra 3 hours before I'm going to sit in it for much longer than that. So you kind of hearing some of the lineup that I already have coming for Thursday with the friend. There can always be changes. I don't think I've had anyone cancel on me yet, and I don't think I've had to cancel on anyone. So that's been good. All right. As for today, well, actually, you've probably seen some of the stuff that I've dropped recently, going to the gridiron stuff, and it's done really well. Gridiron is really doing some amazing stuff. And yes, if you were wondering, my buddy Greg does have the attachment to make the Stinger an actual different vehicle. And to me, I'm starting to get over seeing these Vamps and Stingers being changed into completely different vehicles. I wanted a Stinger to be a Stinger. What I really like about this new one that Gridiron has coming out is it's an attachment. It makes a whole new vehicle only using the Stinger base. So when you look at it, you're not like, oh, that's a souped up Stinger. like you're going to have a completely different vehicle that's going to lug around a bunch of figures. You don't have to have the howitzer. You can use any of their guns to mount on it. But I'm kind of excited to get that one in hand and see how well that is. You do need the tires, so you're looking at a minimum of $110, $120 to have everything, if that's what you're looking for. And we have Mr. Mad Gus, who has joined us, and we have Tony's Figs, who is now in the house, along with Darth Burke. So, but yeah, so we have that coming in, and Gridiron is doing, again, there's no one really doing any more higher quality 3D print stuff than them. There's no doubt about that. They're absolutely killing it. But on to that. If you saw the video that I dropped today, and I will have more coming from Top Fun Retro Toys. Now, I miss this guy, Joe Fast. I guess he had a booth there, but I definitely wasn't looking for him. And again, there was just so many people. You can't keep track of everyone. There's no doubt about it. And when I was talking to Crusty Crow, he said, "Hey, I want you to reach out to him. He's going to be retiring from the Marines after 20 years, and he's really starting to do 3D print weapons. And I think maybe talking to you, you can give him a better idea or a good idea of like what he should be looking for." So he sent me a bunch of weapons, and I mentioned it in the video that all those weapons were sent to me. But even talking to him, I said, "Hey, I'm going to be 100% honest, in this review. I hope you're okay with that. If not, I don't really want to bother you." He said, "No, that's exactly what I want. I need the honesty," and that's exactly what I gave. Say hi to Oz really quick. Once again, check out his clubhouse if you haven't yet. Again, I don't know why you haven't, but it's getting bigger. I can tell you that much. But I did drop a video. You'll see more coming. As of right now, I think we're going to be working on some sort of release where I'll be able to get some new weapons in. And once I get some new weapons in from him that no one's seen yet, I'll do a review on them and drop it the same day that those things go live. This is something that I have wanted to do with other companies. And if anyone is interested and they have a legit product, and that means that you actually have a legit product, you have, you're looking where, hey, I have a website, I have product in stock, and you want to do something, I'm more than willing to give you, talk with you. But that's what I'm doing here. These weapons were really nice. And for the price that you're paying for them, makes it even better. But Gridiron, as wonderful as they are, they get pretty expensive, and I think everyone knows that. They get expensive, as nice as they look, and you're paying for the quality, and the designs that they've done. Removable magazines, removable. Not blast, but grenades for the 203s, sliding stocks, different things like that. So it's going to take anyone a long time to catch up to them. So Mr. Madga says, "I asked a question on the extension. Do we get a choice tire colors because they have to match with what the tires we already bought?" Did they reach out to you? Maybe Tony or Johnny Reno, who was in the chat a little bit earlier, can reach out to Mark during the show and find out and maybe get back with you, because that's actually a really good question. Because if you've already bought the ones with the red stripe around it, I don't think that's what this thing comes with. So I'd be a little aggravated too. I guess you could use a little bit of this stuff to take it off, but who wants to do that? You bought it with the red to begin with. So maybe one of them can Johnny Reno says, if you bought the red rims or the black rims, you can reach out and let them know. So I'm assuming if you buy it, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, I believe there is a comment that you can make. I'm assuming you can make a little comment in there, say, hey, I already bought the ones with the red stripes. Could you please send me it with those wheels on it? That would probably be the best way. Or I would reach out, especially if you're going to be paying that much money on it. It's going to be a little bit aggravating, I know for a fact. Hold on one moment.
A lot of noise.
You guys do it all the time anyway, so it doesn't matter.
No, I don't.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
That's my daughter. She was trying to be polite and flag me down. Here she is. Again, no shame until it's time to say welcome to the creamery.
Well, I'll be in the shower, so I won't have to.
No, say it right now.
I wasn't prepared.
What's not to be prepared? Look, all you do is this.
Welcome to the creamery.
Yeah, but I did that 20 times.
Yeah, say it live. Wow. Tony says hi.
Wait, which Tony? The white one? Wait.
He's
the white Mexican?
He's the white Mexican, yes.
The white Mexican.
Yes.
Welcome to the creamery.
All right, go.
Whatever.
And you all say you want kids until you have...
Bro, I'm entertaining.
Yes, in your own mind, you are entertaining.
This life gonna get lit up. L-I-T-T.
Okay. Bye.
You're supposed to laugh.
All right, I'm laughing. Goodbye.
Bye, whatever.
Tools of the Trade says, did anyone buy a discounted Vanguard or Action Force figs today with the Labor Day sale on the Valiverse website? I did not. I would assume some people must have. I mean, he does it every single year. I don't think that he continued to do it if it didn't help generate some stuff. But it'd be interesting to see if anyone did, especially the Vanguard. Was that one of the things that he did? Jake Anderson, who has joined, you have to choose a color before you can finish your purchase. All right, well, look at that. So Jake Anderson has answered that question. We've had it if we ever get our daughters together. Oh yeah. If they end up at if they end up at Joe Fest together, it's gonna be, I just have a, yeah. But you know what? I think they'd be easy. They'd be off on their own doing their thing, in the same hotel, so we wouldn't have to worry about like where the hell are they at, right? Anyway. Whew. Oh, there's a lot, and it's only 30 minutes. Matthew Madsen says, everything was on sale. You get a bigger discount the more you buy. Well, there you guys go. And I think everything is still $8 shipping and handling. Except for the Vanguard. If you order the Vanguard, you get it for free. And free shipping lifetime on that, from what I understand, because of, I don't know. Woody 222 says, my oldest is 22 and she only visits home for money, food, and laundry. Boba Wave has jumped in here, and we have Not Rachel saying, no shopping today. I cleared a space for the impending Dragonfly and Roboskull. I spent another $100 on. Spent another $100, a little over $100 on Roboskull. You know, when I ordered the Roboskull, I did not order the stand, and I don't know why I didn't order a stand. So then I went to order it, and again, if you're using PayPal credit, you get 6 months interest free if you spend over $100. So I ordered 2 extra figures to go with it, so I'd have those to review when they come in. 6-inch figures. I did not do the 4-inch figures. I I don't know. So everyone watch those videos when they come in. Fled to my channel once the Robo Skull comes in, because I'm gonna need to make as much money off YouTube as possible from that. Johnny Reno says, Mr. Madgus, so Mark already added the option to the Gridiron website to choose which rim color you want when ordering. So, thank you very much. And Vex says, hello all. If you're wondering, this guy here, he did buy the attachment to the Stinger, along with the howitzer, along with 2 bread bands, along with all the tanks that fucking that he's put out there. Oh my gosh. Johnny Solo Artist here. Hello, just got the kiddo to bed after a long day of laboring on Labor Day. Time for some toy tube relaxation. Well, I hope I can give you some of it. And Ostradamus says, make sure you pay off all those 6 months interest, or get slammed with the interest too. And then the ghost of Oz's past will call you to collect. No, that is one thing I have been able to do. And again, I told you, I have gotten to the point where every single month I'm pretty much covering anything that I purchase now. Thank you to all of you guys for all the watching that you do, all the super chats, channel memberships, all the wonderful stuff like that. So before we get into everything, once again, I will mention, so this Friday we will be doing Punk's Pit. So starting this month, Matthew kind of pointed out that, hey, we've been doing this, but it wasn't planned. So first Friday of every month, starting at 10 p.m., we will do a Punk's Pit. Usually one of the good things about Punk's Pit is, even if I have to, not that I've ever had to, I could even bolt for a short bit. Matthew has control. Soon Ed will have the controls, but Ed also does a live stream moderation. He moderates a live stream for Red Nom that night. So, whew. All right. Stanley, you and me both, man. You and me both. That was actually something Darren and I talked about, and we were like, can we do this? Because I really hope we can, because in the past I don't think they've done it. But it doesn't really change, because it's credit, just like a credit card, and that's how they charge you. I'm not gonna lie, I'm sitting there going like, oh my god, please, please, please don't have any fucked up situations. Because it worries me. Largo's Lair, who I've not seen here in a while, I don't feel. So thank you for coming back. I have a soft spot for G.I. Joe Adventure Team from the 70s. A lot of the new Gridiron kits for the Vamp would make for great Adventure Team conversions with a little tinkering. Yeah, I could see that. I mean, Gridiron does wonderful stuff, man. And they really did make the Vamp and that Stinger look different. You look at the base and it's like, all right. But for me, as I mentioned before, to tinker with it a little bit, it's one thing. I like the Vamp and the Stinger being what I want them to be, the Vamp and the Stinger. So it's great that Vexed Greg, that he likes ordering the stuff and he's willing to let me review it. It definitely helps me out, helps the channel out, and I think it helps out a lot of people. It would be great for people to see how much I may bump up their sales when I drop something like that. Anyway, that's enough there. 47 people, 47 likes, but 69 people are watching. Hey, I don't know about you, but that math doesn't math. Unless if you're doing, friend of the court math, which doesn't really make a lot of sense. I'll get into that one day. So let's talk about a little bit of toy news that has happened over the week, and that is McFarlane Toys, and he has a Batman animated series Batplane Why can't I think of the name of it? Now, this thing looks to be pretty effing large. All right. It just, it's crazy. So it does look good. You can see Batman and Robin in there. Batwing, thank you very much. Thank you. It's honestly like I've been trying to. I've been looking at it and I'm like, I know it's not called the Batplane, but I can't think of it for the life of me, and I really haven't. I haven't really looked. Like, God, remind me. But man, it was just it been driving me nuts. Absolutely driving me nuts. Tells you the figures are sold separately, but man, you can tell how big that thing's going to be with those two figures right there. So, all right, so let's get into it. Frostbite GI Joe Repro $2 super chat.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money.
Thank you very much. If you haven't checked out his Thursday with a Friend, which I do believe is still the second highest viewed one next to Lenny. Again, I don't count Lenny from Hasbro because we knew that was going to be the highest. But the other Lenny, Frostbite G.I. Joe Repro, thank you very much. Go check that one out because that was actually very, very interesting. Christine says drooling over this, huh? It looks good. I'm not gonna lie, man. The Batman animated series is just amazing. I mean, it was such a damn good show. Even to this day, it holds up better than most of the cartoons through the 80s and the 90s and obviously the 2000s. Collector Express. I'm glad that they are reissuing this on DC Collectibles Batwing. Look at that. Everyone seems to know the name but me. Believe me, I didn't think that it was called the Batplane. I just could not remember what the name was. The interior looks pretty damn sweet. Again, not that much, but it looks like we do get a little bit of light up action, which is always a plus, right? I don't care what anyone says. In the dark, when I leave in the morning, when it's winter out, I hit the little hiss tank every single time because I just love the light up feature. And soon I'll have a light up feature with a hiss tank and a dragonfly. Allison Troy says 89 Batman, 57 Jokers, 15 Robins, 17 Batwings, 5 Batmobiles, 1 in gold plastic, and a bottle of hairspray that is the Batman of Earth aerosol. Nobody has capes. That is all the different Batman or Bat friends, Bat family that have been released since this stream started. Allison is probably the best at keeping track of it all. Here we have the grappling hook, which nice little detail, not too much, but who knows when you actually see it. We have the exhaust where the blast is actually coming out. You can see that it looks to be lit up. This is one of those ones that's so tempting just to go buy a Batman and a Robin and throw them in there. Technically, I guess you don't even need them because you could just close it. But yeah, it's hard not to like this. It's not hard to be very impressed with this. I see something like this and you're just like, this is awesome. All right. There's the back of the plane. Obviously see the silhouette of the bat symbol. Here we have the animated Batgirl. He's knocked it out of the park with these animated Batman figures. And I know sometimes it seems like that should be the easiest because you're not drawing a real life person. His sculpts of real life people aren't always the best. Some of his face sculpts just aren't the greatest. But I really do think when it comes to these animated ones, these animated series, every figure that I've seen has been just awesome. So, but you look here, you see her legs actually go back and forth. I didn't really even notice that. So it looks like she has it right here where they can move out, which is good because she should have a motorcycle. Am I correct on that one? Eventually, uh, Mr. Madga says, "Be careful with them batteries; they will destroy your toys after a while. I recently took them out of my HasLab Sentinel. Yeah, well, batteries do that as long as if you're using it all the time, you really shouldn't have that issue because you'll start to notice once they die. Uh, if anyone saw the short that I created with the Mauler, I bought those batteries about a year and a half, 2 years ago for the Mauler. I do not keep them in the Mauler. If anyone has tried taking the batteries out of a Mauler recently, let's just say no kid ever got batteries out of a Mauler without gouging their hand with a knife or a flat blade, because those things were a pain in the ass to get out. Just it was awful. Allison says those legs look like they were made with a 3D printer. I think it's just a glare. I know what you're saying. It does look like it has the striations on it. Collector Express says, I regretted not getting this bat wing back in the day. Before this reissue, the OG was selling around $500. Wow. I need something that sells around $500 that I don't want. That I have in my possession. Especially with the Rattler coming. Anyway. So she comes with a torso and a bunch of hands. And her card, because everyone wants these cards. I wonder if there's people who actually collect these cards, right? But anyway, a bunch of hands, no batarangs, no grappling hook, nothing like that. Here's her box. It looks really weird that the torso is almost as tall as she is. It just looks funny. All right, and here's kind of what the back of the box would look like. So I don't remember this figure for some reason, though. I do not remember this in the cartoon. I have to go back and rewatch it. Allison Troy says, those batteries will also make your nightstand shake if you don't turn it off properly after playtime. Collector Express says, the hips on these animated Batman figures are articulated much like the old Mattel DC UC figures. Okay. Yeah, it looks like there's a Joker. Looks like he might have them too. So here is Christmas Joker, which I think is cool if you want your Christmas display. I think I might get it just for that, depending if I run into it and see it. He's got his candy cane, his really sad-looking Christmas tree, and his Santa hat on. Oh yeah. So if you look here, you can see that he has the same thing. I love the little hand. Stuff like that is super cool. There's no doubt about that at all. I think that's actually pretty damn cool. So hi to Andrew Davis. I want everything 1/12 scale. Well, you know what? Everyone wants the stuff, but will everyone buy it? That's been Hasbro's biggest thing, whether or not people think it or not. Beezer the Biker says, first time catching your show live. Well, thank you for joining. Hopefully you get something out of it. Entertainment is all you're going to get out of it. That's all I can tell you. If you're going to get anything, you might not even get that out of it. So here is everything that it comes with, and you can see that little handpiece is a full hand. It's not like an attachment. But you have the ornaments that actually come off the tree, the candy cane. Again, cool figure to add to your Christmas displays. I think I might have to. I think I might pick this up if I see it, just to add to my Christmas displays. Here's the packaging. It doesn't look as weird with just the torso, unlike just big legs next to Batgirl. Here we have another Batman, because what would a wave be without a Batman in it? And everyone is telling Beezer, welcome, because that's the type of people we are. We are welcoming people, as long as you don't piss us all off. As long as you're not toy crustacean. Batman does look like he has a soft cloth cape. If you're doing soft cloth capes and stuff like that, I think Tony would agree to this, considering he just spent pretty much the same amount on the capes as the cost for the figures. Just start doing all the capes in soft cloth. We all know they look better. If you've perfected them, why not just do it? Just get rid of the plastic capes. Go with the soft cloth, and make it so if someone doesn't want to purchase them, they don't have to go elsewhere to get it. Cut them off and do actual customizing, because they just want to sit their figures down. Toy Binging jumps in and says, they look nice, but I can't collect these, knowing they are called 90s Kenner's Batman TAS out there for about the same price. And, that's where, that is something that you run into with certain things. I think that's what the Playmates Star Trek figures ran into. Like, I could buy almost the exact same figure for maybe even less. So it is definitely one of those things, but I understand exactly what you're saying. Collector Express says, that reminds me of the time Cartman made a Jennifer Lopez hand puppet. Oh, baby, can I have your tacos? I'm not reading all that, but I got it. Oh my gosh. And Joe Gonsalves is here. Everyone wants to say Gonsalves. It is Gonsalves. Just like it looks. So if you're wondering, or you can just call him Joe. He actually lets people say it incorrectly. Doesn't correct anyone. Then everyone finds out when I finally ask him how to pronounce it. But this does come with a couple hands. Some sort of gun. I don't really remember it. And then the arms for Zeusy. Here's the packaging for it. Again, doesn't look stupid. Unlike Batgirl, who has just a big, giant legs. And then we have Two-Face, Harvey Dent, not Harley. So, he comes with a stick of dynamite, a couple hands, a hand to hold the actual dynamite. You're only holding the dynamite in one hand, obviously. I'm assuming that's his evil side, right? And then he comes with Zeusy's head, hands, and lightning bolt. Bees of the Biker says, nostalgia got me collecting classified series. Joe, it finds this pretty. I find this pretty interesting. Sorry. No, dude, like the G.I. classified line has done so much for adult collectors, because there's a lot of people that had nothing to do with collecting till they started seeing it. No, there's no doubt about it. I have a feeling that Master of the Universe Origin kind of did the same thing, except that it was so much the same scale, same look. Where the classified led to something different. But you got so many people that even went from a Marvel Legends collector to classified collector. Here's a box for it. And so here is a look at the Build-A-Figure with his Black Bolt. I know, why has it got to be black? I don't know, because it is. A decent looking figure. I don't have any memory of ever seeing this figure or this character in the cartoon. I'm sure if I saw the cartoon, because I know I've watched them all, I'd probably be, oh, now I remember them. But anyway, it looks decent. I mean, it looks like he's, and straight out of the animation. Same time, Toy says, better late than never. What's up, everyone? It's great to have you here. Same time, or I'm sorry. Bees with the biker, fat finger. Sorry for typo. Hey, don't worry, because I would have screwed it up anyway, because reading is hard. All right. So we got this Call of Duty Spawn. I think this thing looks really badass. All the weapons that come with these next two figures are from his munitions pack. Don't ever order the munition pack thinking that it's going to fit with your 6-inch figures. It will not. These guns are already scaled kind of big. They're very comic book looking. They don't look cartoony, and they don't look realistic. There's very few that you could even make them look like they're going to fit with anything other than something that is animated. But the Spawn looks really fucking good. Actually, the Spawn that I have back here, I have this gun with him because I think it just fits him absolutely perfectly. But it looks really good. I like this. I could definitely see myself picking this up, even though I have a Spawn. But I mean, Call of Duty, other than the fact that he has the bullet vest, I don't know what's really Call of Duty about him. Maybe if I don't play the game, maybe someone can see that. Yes, Darth Vader, it's a cloth cape, which is awesome. So, again, no pinless joints. As I talked about it, I was talking about it on the Clubhouse on Saturday night, where I watched an interview with Uncle Todd and Shartimus, and Shartimus, said, "Hey, have you thought about doing pinless joints?" And Todd acted like dumbfounded, like, "Oh my God, well, could you send me something over of good pinless joints so I can send it over to my R&D?" Don't act like you don't know that there's pinless fucking joints out there. And this guy acts like, "Oh my God, I've never heard of such a thing. I mean, what could you send me something over so I can see what this magical what these pinless joints are that you're talking about?" It makes no sense. Like, why Todd is like so against it. But anyway, when it is in the same color, it doesn't really bother me because it's harder to notice. Cloth cape, I think, does look good. You can see that it's already kind of ripped and torn. One thing for sure, if you do a Spawn cloth cape, it should be a wired cape. I know most people say most capes should be wired, but for anyone, Spawn should. His cape is part of him. It is a weapon. It defends him. There is no reason why this should not be just a wired cape where it can do all kinds of things, along with chains. They should have wired chains going with these figures. But yeah, I think this is. I think this looks really good. And here it is without it, and you can see all the detail that's put onto the back here. So again, looks good. I'd be happy with it if I didn't have a Spawn. This is one that I would definitely be looking to pick up, and I might still want to pick it up. At the same time, joints, pinless joints. Never heard of her. But yeah. And we have I Play With Toys. I bought these just for accessories for sure. You could buy them. Well, is the munition pack still available? Because you can get them. Yeah, you can get them. I don't even know where my munition pack is. I think it's with my son, to be honest. So you can get these weapons. He has 2 different munition packs. Again, they work good with Spawn, and like Spawn figures. And some of them are meant to go with some DC figures, but for the most part, yeah, they're not great weapons, and they're only good for 7-inch figures. The Nerd Alert says, I don't have a wired cape yet in my collection. It's time. Well, you know what you could get if you need your first wired is you could get your Bison, right? With wired cape, and then turn him into Chester Cheetah or Sea Bison, as we named him. Yeah, there's a few wired capes that are actually pretty good. So, and then we have Wraith Mace, who has joined the chat, and then of course Wraith Mace gifting 1 Punk membership. Thank you very much. And you know what you get for that?
Welcome to the Creamery.
And Same Time Toys, who joined late but is the beneficiary of a membership, which means this Friday you can tune in, or you can even jump on if you're interested to Punk's Pit, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where we will be talking, and we really don't talk toys, right? We talk some toys, but we just bullshit. If you really want to hear us bullshit, like, yeah, you want to be part of Punk's Pit. You'll have a great time. All right. So here's everything that he does come with. And in all honesty, they give him a lot. I think that munitions pack is like 15 weapons. And here's 5 of the weapons right there, along with one of the best looking spawns that I've seen. So, but now I look at the AK. AK looks pretty good. Look decent. Like I said, the gun that I said that he has on him, not that bad. But when you look at this M16, it just looks really goofy looking. It looks like how it's drawn, right? And then you have, this other, some type of submachine gun or machine gun, and they have the grenade launcher. They don't look that bad. But yeah, they're just not the greatest. Not the greatest. But either way, they really do work for Spawn figures. So here we have the Call of Duty Spawn. Oops. So here is the one with the rocket launcher. I can tell you this rocket launcher is really weird looking. But I will say this. When I think of Call of Duty and I don't play the game, this is kind of what I think of. So, but as a lot of people have talked about, I think this works perfect. This is what Al Simmons was. He was an operator for the CIA, I believe. He was an assassin, I believe. He wasn't a real good guy. So this works perfect with everything that you would think of Al Simmons and what Spawn was before. But he did something to make him look different. So does he still... He's done Call of Duty figures, I believe, right? So I don't know. Like, is he still going to continue the line? Are there new figures coming? I'm not sure. Will these look good with your Sergeant Rock, who I know is from a different era of military, but... So you see this long gun here? This is for a Joker. This long-barreled revolver is for the Joker, and that's probably what you wanted. He found a way to get around that whole DC can't have guns thing. Oh, well, you know what? I have a munitions pack for my Spawn figures, which you know that I do, and you can't really stop me from doing that. So, Model Misfit says, first Spawns I've seen in a long time that I'll buy. Hey, I bought the Mortal Kombat one because to me, I looked at it, I said, that is really close to being Spawn in what I want. And they're not for everyone. There's no doubt about it. So here's all that he comes with. Maybe it's not a box Uzi. We always call it a box Uzi as a kid. The big rocket launcher, which it's large. It's really big. Some other sort of hand pistol, and then the really long revolver, which again, that was made to go with the Joker. And here's the packing for him. And that is the end of the slides for McFarlane. But what I am going to do is I'm going to take a quick break. I'm going to give you a message from my sponsors, Hella Dope Toys, where if you go there, you can get anything 10% off using APWT. And right now I'm going to leave you with, well, the first one that I had.
Oh, hey guys, what's going on? Mossman, what are you doing back here? Oh, you see, so Skeletor, he had to go to the grocery store. He had to go buy more barbecue Pringle chips. And so he's put me in charge here for a little bit. In charge of y'all. He said, man, Mossman, I have to go to the grocery store, so I need to put you in charge of Snake Mountain. Mwahahahaha. Yes, that's Skeletor. That's Skeletor. Right. Skeletor said since I was in charge, I could use the credit card and maybe go online and buy some action figures for myself. Oh, some action figures sound kind of nice. Yes. Maybe we can go to Big Ben. Yeah, Beastman, we don't say that around here. We go to HellDopeToys.com. They have the best prices in town, and they ship everything in one business day. One business day, Beastman. That means I buy it, and it comes to my house super fast, and they pack it all real nice. So when I go to do my YouTube reviews for my 5 subscribers, I'll be like, oh, look at this minty fresh packaged box that I got from HellDopeToys.com. So what are we waiting for, y'all? Let's go get that credit card and head on over to HellDopeToys.com right now before they run out of all the good stuff.
All right. And if you are wondering, their website no longer looks janky. That is the old commercial, but it's just so damn good that I can't get rid of it. So here, I grabbed a Spawn while I was on a commercial break. So you can see how big this gun is on this figure. And he's a 7-inch figure. So I go ahead and I grab, they might look good with like an AWOC figure. But you can kind of look at this Johnny Customs. And you can see exactly how much bigger Spawn is. And that gun is huge. All right. That's a gridiron M16 on it. But I think it looks really good on Spawn figures. If you're going to use figures like that. But I need to go look at the weapon. I guess that M16 might actually work with. I think we still have that M16. Might actually work with the Sergeant Rock. Because I do want to get that Sergeant Rock. But you can get them on Amazon right now. I don't know if anyone else has them, but Amazon does have it. So let's say hi to Dreadnought K6. I don't know what this is. You must be talking about the Hella Dope Toys commercial, where you can get all your stuff super fast if it's in stock in one business day. One business day. And then we have Stanley's Toy Room who has joined. That's how he drew in the comic a tad big. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, I understand that. I fully do. But a lot of that munitions pack was meant to go with he made guns to fit in with the DC figures that he's not allowed to make them with. That's not his choice. And we have Gun Bunny Customs, not our little I can't think of her name. Bunny. What's the girl Bunny? God damn it. Anyway, Gun Bunny Customs will be on the show this Thursday. Wood Bunny, thank you very much. I don't know how I could forget her name. But she's like off social media right now. Very disappointing. But anyway, yeah, so Gun Bunny Customs will be on Thursday with a friend this Thursday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I'll go late because I only have to work 2 days this week. Collector Express says, I'm curious at who owns the rights to Chapel. Chapel was part of Youngblood, and the rights for Youngblood are owned by Scott Rosenberg's company. I have no idea. He has a real messy thing with some of the figures that he created. Obviously, losing Angela, and I mean, that guy's made some fucking mistakes. But hey, haven't we all, right? I think we've all made some mistakes. Anyway, let's get into the next batch of toys to talk about. And that is Super7, you know my feeling. Maybe the greatest figures ever made, with the head of a company that is so forthright with everything that he says. He's always very upfront, never lies. I'm just kidding. That's all a bunch of bullshit. But we'll talk Super7 because another wave of Silverhawks has come out. Now, I know what you're probably saying, whoa, wait a minute. I think we've seen all these figures, and you would be correct. But these ones have, well, at least the two Silverhawks have vac metal. Now, all the companies will do repaints. I get it. Not all the companies charge $55 for stuff that is subpar in quality. Super7 will. Not only that, they said we cannot do vac metal. So here are the figures that we can give you. And people bought them. And you can go watch Aaron the Toy Enhancer. He actually talks about it. He shows one of them off. He was really pissed off. And I don't blame him because you're overspending on something with some quality. They're the only ones that have this line. And they say, we can't do this even though you want vac metal. And then all of a sudden, boom, we can do it now. Comic book pin. Nice to have you here. So anyway, here's our first figure. I don't know his name. I'm not even going to try and tell you who it is. He wears a fucking cowboy hat. As you can see, vac metal. And he's playing a Silverhawk guitar. I'm sure someone will tell me what his name is soon enough. I don't really care. Bluegrass. Thank you very much, Same Time Toys. Now, I understand when you want Silverhawks or you want a line and only Super7 will give it to you, what can you do? When people ask and he says, we can't do vac metal, we will not do vac metal, this is all that we can give you, and you take him at their word, and then less than 2 years later, they're giving you fucking vac metal, you have a right to be pissed off. Because first off, those other figures ain't worth shit. But now they're saying, hey, this is what you really wanted. And you love this line. Now we're going to give it to you. Even after we told you we can't do it, we went through the whole wave of figures, but we're going to give it to you now. And you know what you're going to do? You're going to rebuy it. Collector Express says, I watched Pixel Dan's review of the first wave of vac metal Silverhawks, and the chrome kept flaking off, and the paint scratched off really easily. So, to that. Now, that is one thing Brian Flynn did not lie about. As he said, the biggest issue with vac metal is the plastic that we use. It does not adhere properly. These are going to flake off. Now, if he would have given you just the main Silverhawk and said, here you go. This is the one vac metal. You're going to see how it flakes off, and you're going to see why we didn't do it. Then you're saying, here, we're going to show you why we're not going to do any more of these. But we're going to give you the main character. It would have been great. The problem was, it's kind of been overlooked recently, and they're still giving you the rest of these. Two ways to look at it. You don't have to buy it. I don't have to buy it. I'm not, but you don't have to buy shit if you don't want it. It's just, in my opinion, it is very... I find it to be a sleazy way to do things, especially when your quality is subpar. Because that's not the only thing that's subpar. Aaron the Toy Enhancer, he talked about the bird. He showed the bird. He said they took like the paint and shit off the bird. Like, so you're basically saying, well, we're already we're already charging you more than what we should because of quality. And before anyone, and again, I'm always the first one to say I don't know what the cost is, right? What their operating cost is. But what I do know is that I can get a Mythic Legion with wonderful paint, the same articulation, soft goods, no QC issues, and I'm going to pay the fucking same amount. That's how I know that this is overpriced. End of story. Okay. Allison says they didn't say they couldn't do it. They said they shouldn't do it. The chrome won't stick properly to the articulation and is flaking off. Fans whined and got it, and now they're sad because they had FOMO. Okay, that is exactly what I'm saying. If they did one and said, "Here you go," it's still gonna flake off. Again, I guess the point is they knew that they could have done it, and they should have just done it and said, "Hey, here's what we're gonna do for you." And again, if it was one thing, but it is a multitude of things when it comes to Super 7. So again, you know exactly why I say what I say, Allison. You know, this is not like one time that there's been an issue with something that they've done. Shady business. That's the best way to put it. They do this shit. They're a shady company. There's a reason why Brian Flynn, from all accounts and rumors, is he is no longer the head person. He is now just a figurehead. All right. Northern Nomad said Super 7 too expensive across the board for shitty figures. And that's exactly it. And if you start to see double jointed figures, you're really going to know that everything that he said was bullshit. A Hurricane Live, Vehecles for show, not play. It's gorgeous. All right. Understandable, but the fact is that they flake all over the place. And it still doesn't change the fact of, again, if this was the only time they had done something like this, they have just too many shady practices. That's what this all comes down to. You know, I've studied about specific people that are toy creators. If one or two people have a problem with them, then maybe it's those people. When it's 15 plus people that have an issue with you, it's fucking you. It's called the common denominator, right? That's all I have to say. I mean, that's all that I'm saying on that. Okay. Blood pressure, guys. Let's bring it down. So then we have Molecule Man, right? Is that I don't even know. But I know he's already been done. I don't really know what's different on him. I mean, this figure looks like it is the robot from Spaceballs. Isn't that? When I see it, that's all I see is the stupid robot from Spaceballs. J. Astro says Silverhawk villains were some of my favorites. Molecular looks cool, but I hated the few Super 7 products I tried, so no. Oh, yes. Dot matrix, thank you. I don't know why I couldn't think of that. Because I work on lasers, but I used to work on dot matrix printers. Ted Knight says Fruit of the Loom. Yes, I see that too. I definitely see that. And yep, Joan Rivers is 3PO. And Mr. Wonderful says 100%. I believe he's talking about this looking like dot matrix. All right. So here we have this one. Again, same thing. It is a repaint. He is huge with repainting. And again, they all are. But again, you tell them, hey, we can't do this. We can't do this. We can't do this. We won't do this. It won't adhere. Here you go. Again, it is one thing that he was truthful about in some ways, but he basically told you he's not going to do it, and then they went and did it anyway. And that's because he knows that he has you by the balls, and he can do this because no one else is doing any type of Silverhawks. So Here's everything. It doesn't even look like this bird is painted at all. So, Space Brian. Space Brian Bosworth. Oh, I love that. NECA needs to get Thundercats and Silverhawk license. I'm telling you right now, if there is someone that needs Sparrow Toys, they're the ones that do AWOC. They're the ones that need Thundercats. They know how to make articulation for stuff like that. NECA, it could be good, it could be bad. I think the Gargoyle figures are amazing, although it seems like they've just stopped. They could do wonderful, they could do awful. But lately, most of the stuff has been pretty good. But again, you want articulation. So when it comes to like Thundercats, again, Sparrow Toys, they're the ones who do AWOC. And I'm assuming Model Misfit was saying yes about that. They're the ones that should have that line. I don't even think they would even attempt to try and take it on because they're so focused on their own. But I think we all could agree that more people would buy that than actual AWOC figures just because it is a known commodity. And, I mean, could you imagine anyone that has an AWOC figure, imagine a Lino, a Chitara, with that articulation, it'd be out of this fucking world. I think everyone would be all in on those that have even an inkling of liking the Thundercats. So, here is this guy. I have no idea. It looks like he ripped off the little prong on Black Bolt's head, and now he's using it as a weapon. Also makes this guy really, really small if that's what he's doing. Again, lots of hands, long hair, and goalpost for football. I guess this really goes with the football theme that they're going for. But again, what is this? $55 for this fucking figure? And this is all you're going to get? I mean, and it's a repaint. It just goes back to what I say about Super 7. Radnam says the tuning fork. Yes, that's it. And Matthew Matson says, I need Macbeth from Gargoyles. I want all of them. And if you remember, they were shown off last year at PowerCon, or not at PowerCon, at San Diego Comic-Con. 1 year's gone, and like all these fucking figures are just. Wait, was it PowerCon? No, maybe it was New York. I don't know. It's been a long time. No one has seen anything from Gargoyles lately. They're just gone. Like, NECA is really weird with how they do stuff. All of a sudden, they're dropping like 5 or 6 figures in a row. And then you don't see anything for a year. So, all right. SH Figure Arts. They only showed. This is the only picture that I saw of Spider-Man with the pink robe, and what's this little girl's name? Like maybe Mabel, something like that. I don't know. I don't really remember her name. So SH Figure Arts will have another Spider-Man coming sooner rather than later, clearly. But yeah. Matthew said it's been over a year, no Cold Stone, no Macbeth. Yeah, and the Broadway, the Detective Broadway just came out of nowhere. Like everyone knew that it was coming, and then they just kind of dropped it. They didn't no solicitation. It just all of a sudden showed up at Target. Again, makes no sense. They really need to. Graf says Spidey Grogu. I like that. That makes me laugh. All right. And then Marvel Legends. We did see this. So these are the figures, the characters that came with Thanos. They look really good. They come in a 2-pack, $60. They are a fan channel exclusive. I have no interest in them, but they look really good. I was really impressed by them. Lonzo, thanks for joining us. I'm sorry, Lanzo. I see Lanzo. I take away that A, I make it an O, and I think of Stalker for Lonzo. Die Space Dogs. Same time Toy says they're straight out of the comics, way better than the movie. Well, again, you can do a lot more in the comics and stuff, but these look really good. The articulation seems to be pretty sweet. They have toe articulation. Hopefully this toe articulation actually is load bearing, unlike the first wave of Savage Crucibles. I don't even know where my fucking Savage Crucible figure is. I keep meaning to look for it. I have no idea where it's at. I must have thrown it in a box, and now I'm just like, where the hell did I put it? Because I don't think it's back there. I mean, if it is, it's mixing with everything, and I don't see it. I'm sorry. That's just a total squirrel moment. Trying to... I keep thinking, I need to go look for that stupid thing. But I think the design on them looks good. Marvel Legends has been killing it. We've talked about this. Even if you don't want these or you don't like them, they look really, really good. The detail in them, the texture on them looks really good. I know. But yeah, so here you go. He's got his 4 arms, 2 legs, and they look like they're weight bearing to me. So, Graf says, super glue the toy joints to fix it. It would make you really awkward. I'm not gonna lie. I'm still waiting for the new feet to come. I don't know how they're supposed to ship them or when they're shipping them. I'm starting to think it's just a pipe dream. So anyway, you get 2 different heads, or you get 3 heads. One that's a little bit different. So you can have 2 different figures, running through there. So, Frostbite says the paint finish looks unfinished. Maybe. I mean, I don't know. And then I have this Captain America. I like this Captain America. I hate that he doesn't have a shield. I hate this part of the movie when he says, get this man a shield. And then they don't give him a shield. They give him these 2 weird-ass gauntlets, which I think are stupid. Because I don't come to see Captain America use this. I want to see him use his shield. And Legend Series has joined us, which means his show has officially ended. Tony, great to have you in the house. Has the best Skeletor in the toy business. All right, Boss Fight Studios. Now, we've been waiting on these for quite some time, or at least many of us have. And we saw these at PowerCon. I don't remember if any were painted. We did see the Bucks, and they look really good. So here are these epic hacks. These are the first wave. And I got to say, it's really weird having a wave of figures that aren't all part of the same community, I guess is the best way to put it. Same genre. They're just kind of all over. They have 2, medieval type stuff, and then we have an alien and a space person. These look awesome. Honest to God, these things look fucking amazing. So here we have Space Girl. They probably have names. I don't know their names. But she looks good. The knees look really good on it. The boss fight figures that I have had are really good quality, really good plastic, nice smooth joints, nothing to really worry about. So Odin says, I'm pumped as hell for these epic hacks and the blanks, particularly the historical ones here. Yeah, dude, they look awesome. And I'm thinking, yeah, the Red Sonja. Matthew Matson says, as soon as I get my Red Sonja, I'll decide if I want more of the 6-inch figures. I don't like their plastic. The figures that I have had, I haven't had any issues, but I also haven't had any bigger figures like this. I never got one of their skeletons. I should have. Anyway, but looking at this figure, the articulation, the knees for one thing look really good on them. It doesn't have an ab crunch, and a lot of females don't. It has that diaphragm cut. Boots look good on them. It looks like that's where you're going to get your boot cut if there is a boot cut. So, and then here is an alien version. Now, they give you a bunch of different heads. I think they do a really good job of making these figures, and it's like, here's these alternate heads so you can make multiple looking figures. Not something everyone does. But they really do it so I feel like they're not the same figure. So, and maybe it's because they're not part of a specific, like, G.I. Joe, they give you those steel core masks or helmets, and I'm sorry, I can't overlook that. I'm sorry, that's Grunt. Even though I know it's not supposed to be Grunt, it's an army builder. You can do a lot, and yeah, it's good to put in your back and not have a bunch of grunts. But, yeah. So I don't know why they put all the same heads on this rather than put multiple heads, but you can kind of see the way they stand. It looks like they might have decent feet. A lot of the females having issues, especially if they have any type of heel in it. Getting them to stand without a stand. You know my feeling on stands, they're stupid. But this looks really good. So here's everything that she's going to come with. So you get just a red black head. You're going to get an alien face, and then you get a jetpack with obviously something so she can go out into space. Some sort of space revolver, a knife, and a couple different hands. And we have ugly ass mofo in the house here. Nice to see you here. Actually, I'm glad I don't get to see you because you're an ugly ass mofo. Odin says, I love the epic hex skeletons. The articulation at the waist is probably the weak point, but I think it is great overall, and the quality of the accessories is excellent. So I have 5 Swords Orc Warrior figures, and I have one of the 4-inch epic hacks, or one of the 4-inch hacks. And I think they're really good. I like the plastic that I've dealt with. Now these are actually gonna have more articulation. So, I mean, there is something to say. I haven't had one of the skeletons, but they look good for the most part. Now this creature here, I'm not into real aliens. Like, I'm not a big fan of Cosmic Legions. I'll be 100% honest. I think this looks amazing. And again, maybe because of having better articulation. But when you're looking at the texture of the skin, almost looks like it is it's a quilt. It looks almost like a quilted blanket, which is really throwing me off every time that I see it. But the look of it is awesome. This one looks so good that even Tony's Figs, who gives 2 shits less about any of this type of stuff, thinks it looks awesome. But yeah. Stanley Toy Room says, bad colors on him, I think. I disagree. Here we have, I guess, I look at it and I kind of think of like Frogmonger from Masters of the Universe. But the head looks really cool. eyes that are just popping out. I don't know how you can. I mean, just looking at this, even if you don't want it, I'm not even really sure how you can look at this and not think that it looks awesome. I have to get at least one just to take a look at it. So here you got like 3 different heads. So you can make 3 different figures with this. Same body. Again, it's going to be kind of weird to get over the arms, but I think we're going to look at everything that you have, and it's going to work, that's for sure. And they definitely make sure that when you're looking at the head, you're looking at the ears, you can see there's green. So I guess it does make sense that he'd also have green arms too. So here's everything that you're going to get with him. Now you have a gauntlet. Not a gauntlet. A pauldron that you can pull off that kind of distinguishes the different figures, but the 3 different heads. Again, you can have 3 different monsters, different boots, so you don't have to see their feet and say, hey, they're all the same. You get the mask for it, 2 different lasers, laser pistols. Again, just really awesome looking shit. I mean, I think these things look awesome. No doubt about it. Moses Gian says, bro, you got 1 big brain, 2 lizard-faced guys, 1 with a breather, 1 without, and 2 human twins. You got yourself a hell of a space pirate crew. Yeah, like, I mean, it's hard to argue. And I think these are going to be like $35. So they're not outrageous when it comes to the price. No doubt about that. Same time Troy says, I'm glitching bad. Gotta restart phone. Later, peoples. Replay squad in effect. Take care, man. Matthew says, I want both of the retro sci-fi figs, but I need them to fulfill what I previously pre-ordered first. Well, yeah, but what did you pre-order, and did you pay for it already? If you went through BBTS, you didn't pay for anything. You know my feeling on that. If you haven't paid for anything, then, you know, I mean, you should just be able to be like, I'd really like to have it. It'd be awesome. I'm not going to complain about Operation Monster Force because of that. No money has come out of my pocket. I don't need to worry about it. Same with like that, that Red Sonja. I didn't have to pay for it. It's not like they took my money. If you bought it directly from Boss Fight Studios, then you might be waiting. But the thing that I've noticed, Matthew says, Red Sonja, and yes, because I did it through Boss Fight. So I won't order directly through Boss Fight because I have seen on numerous times BBTS get it in before them, which makes no sense considering they're on the they're on the coast, but they must be paying for like the cheapest shipping possible. BBTS is in the middle of the country, and God knows they don't take their sweet old time. They don't pay for shipping faster. So I don't know what Boss Fight Studio is doing, but War Chest Full of Toys, says Jonas. Great to have you here. All right. So then we get the female barbarian. Now this is, I think, this will be great to complement your Red Sonja. Again, once Red Sonja comes in, I'll know how good I think these figures are going to be. Because this is basically what she is. Now, it is a different mold, I believe. We were looking at it on Friday night, and they said, yep, they're kind of, you can tell that there's different. Like, Red Sonja's on a bigger buck. So, here she is with her shield and her spear. A nice chucking. I'm sorry, I look at this and all I can think of Revenge of the Nerds, right? When he's throwing the javelin. Moses Gian says, if anyone has been on the fence like me, Vehecles has 50% off today. I ordered a Muddy Vanguard with missile launcher, 1 bone collector, and a Wounded Warehouse Eclipse for $240 shipped. Not a bad price. I think that bloody not that bloody. The Muddy Vanguard does seem to look better. It has color to it. You guys know my feelings on that. I pre-ordered the Purple Space Lady for sure. The female boss fight figure reminds me of Martha Washington from Frank Miller's Give Me Liberty. Well, a lot of people say boss fight copies a lot of people, so it might just be from that. But looking at everything that she comes with, 2 different heads, the helmet. So, I mean, you can have 3 different looking figures if you use the helmet as one of them. Oh, man. You got the quiver, bow and arrow, arrows, sword, shield. I mean, different hands. These are really nice. There's no doubt about it. At least from the looks of them. All right. And then we get to this guy, and I'm thoroughly impressed with this dude. Not as impressed as I am that Arnold Palmer tasted really good. Anyway, this to me is the most impressive figure that I've seen. I think the sculpt is really good. And if this is how they're going to come, this isn't going to be one of those, hey, look, this is what Falcon looks like. And then we get Falcon and we go, hey, that is not what Falcon looked like. Although that was a digital render. They never showed off a different Falcon. But he does have a bunch of different paint on it. I know people get mad at me when I point out the little paint, like the little painted studs throughout him that really make the depth, because I would say, hey, gridiron does stuff like this, and people get mad about it. This guy seems to have the most paint on him, and he just really pops. No doubt about it. Here we have this wonderful helmet. You see his shield and his sword. The design on his buck in general, the muscle sculpture and everything. This is a figure that I feel like if that Red Sonja is good, I definitely have to have it. And I don't even like these types of figures. Every single one of these figures just looks so damn good. That I am so impressed with them. So
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money.
Woody 222, have a good night, Punk and chat. I drank 5 light beers over this weekend, so I'm hurting and gotta call it an early night. Well, thank you. Have a wonderful night, and that is just for you, Woody. And I promise I will eventually change it. I like to make promises, kind of like Super7, where I say something and then it's not anything that ever happens. So, just gonna be like that. Yes, wet as fuck, or maybe wet ass fart. All right, the same figure, just without a background. So here's a look at 3 of the figures together. I want these in my hand right now. And I don't feel like anyone has said anything bad about these other than Matthew, who says, hey, we need we need to get the other ones first. But I do believe that Red Sonja is actually on her way. So, and Ugly Ass Mofo says, looks cool with the mask. I think it looks good either way, but you're right. The mask really, really does fucking pop. So, and here he is. It looks like he's picking his teeth with this sword or dagger, whatever the hell you want to fucking call it. It's big. He's got a big piece of celery and stuck in between his gap in his teeth. So here's everything that you're going to get. Now, you're only going to get 2 different swords and a shield, but you have the 2 different face sculpts. the helmet, the hair. So you can make multiple looking figures using $1. And I know some people might think that's kind of cheating, and in some ways it is. But they're giving you an option to say, hey, you know what? If you're a completist, you only got to buy one. But if you like the two figures and you like both of them, I want to display them both, then all you have to do is buy two. Or if you're like, hey, I only really like one, hey, you're just going to buy one and do whichever one you want. So anyway, but either way, I'm impressed with this stuff. Whew. All right. So here we are. We're on to the last set of slides. I don't know why. So when it comes to StreamYard, with the one that we have, the one that I have, which is the $25 one, you can only put 50 megabytes on a slide. So I have to break it up. But for some odd reason, the McFarlane pictures take up so much space. However they take those pictures and they upload them, they're in high def for sure, and they use so much space, and they're probably the figures that need the least amount of high def or high resolution to them. So Odin says the alien pirate comes with swappable boots and lower legs. Makes me wonder if these boots will have the same connection and be swappable as well. That's a damn good question. And Brick says, "Oh shoot, forgot it's Monday." You know, I was about to say, how could you forget that I'm live on Monday? But you forgot that it's Monday because of the holiday. Don't feel bad, because I think a lot of people did. Like I said, I am off till I go back to work till Thursday, so the next 2 days are going to be all out of sorts, because I'll be picking up the kids and taking them to school and doing stuff I normally don't do because I'm usually at work. And Jay Solo Arts has joined. If you are just tuning in, there's 97 people watching. Please hit that like button and go over there and do a little vote. We have 133 votes so far. 78% people say yes, they like having 1/12 scale vehicles. Only 11% said no, and 11% say they don't care. Those are the 1/18th guys and the Motu guys that are still watching. Maybe some of the Mythic Legion guys. Hard to tell. But either way, yeah. So please hit that like button. 77 likes right now. 96 people watching. Again, unless if this is friend of the court math, this math doesn't math. All right. So let's get to our last slide. And we'll start with the Four Horsemen, their Legion Con, which will be happening this November. I would love to go. I do not have the ability to go just because of, well, again, this isn't our jobs. I wish it was. I really do wish this was my job. So anyway, we have 44D2. I print my own classified vehicles, just finished the Snowcat. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people are. And as wonderful as a lot of these 3D printed stuff are, they're most of them. I'm not gonna say none of them, because people could show me something. Now they don't really compete with what plastic mold injection is. But either way, printing them up, like I said, I did the Skyhawk. My buddy Greg has printed up numerous things. He has a whale that he's printed up that he hasn't finished yet. It is huge. He's printed a thunder machine. Yeah, it's one of the little people, dude. Yeah, okay, good job. But yeah. So Brick something says, I'm a Motu Legions guy, and I said yes, but I'm counting wolves, boars, griffins, and the Wind Raider, Jet Sled, and Strider as I use with Masterverse. Oh, and the several red McFarlane and common motor. I don't know what the common motorcycles are. But you know what? You're also one person, Brick, that isn't like, well, I don't collect that, so I don't care. Like, I don't collect Mondo or 1/12 scale stuff, but I think it's really fucking cool. I don't cover it because it's just too much. So, like, if someone said, hey, if someone put, for me, if I was watching something that said, hey, do you like having 1/6 scale Motu figures? I'd put yes because the shit looks awesome. You are one person that can actually look at that, and you like seeing other people enjoy what they're doing, because that's what toys are supposed to be, right? Fun. So 4 Horsemen here. So this is the 2-pack exclusive for Legions Cons. This is the Cosmic Legions. Now, I'm not a big Cosmic Legions fan. I did think the new wave was actually pretty damn cool, but the couple that I have, I'm just like, all right. There's other space figures that I would rather have if I was going to go down that road. It takes away nothing with what I said about when you buy Mythic Legion to buy 4 Horsemen stuff, you are buying for paint sculpt. So, but they do give you a lot here, so you can mix and match. You can make multiple figures. I believe everything in here is a repaint. Joe is here, Joe G. He can definitely correct me if I'm wrong, but these heads, I believe, are all repaints. But you're mixing and matching, so you can buy 3-4 packs of these, and you're going to be able to make multiple looking figures the exact same way as what we just looked at with Boss Fight Studios. But you're going to see here we have like 2 different rifles, looks like 2 different handguns, a couple different, or 1 sword, and some little arm weapon pieces, different boots, so you can make different feet for them. Again, to me, this is a really good 2-pack. This is what exclusives are supposed to be, where, hey, I don't need this. Although Mythic Legions guys and Cosmic Legions people will tell you, no, I do need it. But then again, like I said, the whole Once a Man Cobra Commander, I could easily say, I needed it because it's G.I. Joe, even though I'm not big into the whole Cobra Law thing. Joe G says, yeah, all the exclusives are repaints that are mixed and matched, even the soft goods on the other set. And that is one thing that Mythic Legions or 4 Horsemen, I can't say Mythic, 4 Horsemen does probably better than anyone else. And that is, they've made it so their stuff is universal across the board. The other company that I can think of offhand that does that, that's been around for a while, is Valiverse. And I even pointed it out. Hey, the shocker, guys. I didn't say everything negative on the Vanguard. I even pointed it out on the new Reaper figure that I thought it was really weird where the boot cut was. But if you take that boot cut and you pop that foot off and you put it on the new figure, the seams line up perfectly to where it's supposed to be. So it actually fits perfect. Toy Bridging says, I'm a 1/18th guy. I voted no because I have no more space in my toy room for places, but I would do wheeled vehicles. No, and that makes perfect sense, because to me, if you're saying, hey, I just don't have space, I think they're too big, that's a perfect reason to say no, that you don't really want 1/12 scale vehicles. If you said, hey, I'm Star Wars, man, I saw how big the TIE Fighter was. I don't want that type of stuff. Dude, I fully get it. Anyway. So this is the Cosmic Legions set. Here is the Mythic Legion set. I would much rather have this. Just looking at this might be even something I might reach out to someone and say, hey, maybe you could get me a set. Just because I think it looks really awesome. Again, as one person said, when it comes to Mythic Legends, it's the only thing that I praise. No, I did say Mythic Legends. There was someone that left a comment that said the only time that I'm positive is when it comes to when I'm doing Mythic Legends. I don't know what channel he's watching because I don't really do that many Mythic Legions reviews. Four Horsemen is what I'm really talking about. But anyway, so here you're going to get all these fucking heads. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different heads, right? Because these are different. Different waists. I've never pulled the waist apart. they scare me because of the big ball joint right there. Nunchucks. I hope this guy is not a ninja, because as we know, ninjas are not real, right, Matthew? Lots of swords, a tail. I kind of want this. I kind of want this pack. David Miller says, Robo Skull coming late October, fingers crossed. I got that. But there was something in... David, there was something in that email they sent out where it says something about like barring any delays, and then it says like in parentheses, but like delays should be expected, and I'm like, come on, motherfuckers, don't. I don't even care if it gets delayed. At least again, they're pretty upfront with the stuff they've done and the stuff they're giving us and giving us the timeline. I'm actually surprised that the 6-inch figures are coming out after the Robo Skull, but I'm excited. I'm excited. All right, but anyway, so for both these sets, you need to be at Legions Con or know somebody that's going. The more I look at this, the more I might reach out to 1 or 100 different people that I know that are going. I feel like I show up at Oz's, show up at the clubhouse, and everyone is going there this year. So, and I'm assuming if I do want to get this, I should be able to find somebody that can get it. I would ask someone that does not live in Canada or in California to get it, because they'd be shipping it way across country again. So, it's actually been over 2 years. I recently looked it up. It seems like it's been that long, but it's been, I think, just over 2 years. So like, I think 2.5 years. Either way, it's been a long time. I'm not trying to like, I'm not trying to be that dick to be like, it's not 3 years, right? It's been a long time. There's no doubt about it. It's one of the things that is the most scary things when it comes to fucking, these Kickstarters. But they are fulfilling, and I am excited. Mr. Wonderful says, if I stop in for that Saturday, I will make sure to get it for my dude. I got to make sure I have the money and make sure that it's, that I do want it. But I look at this and I'm like, this is pretty damn sweet. Get someone who's driving past Michigan to drop it off. Here's the problem, is that where I'm at, you have to go out of your way. That's why so many bands just pass by Michigan. They're like, hey, we're going through Ohio. Sometimes they'll jump up to Grand Rapids because it's on the way to Chicago. And it's like, hey, you pass fucking Detroit where the whole fucking scene is. But you know this because you're in a fucking band. So Mr. Wonderful says, Punk with Toys owns YouTube and is bigger than Gates and Musk combined. Yeah, but I buy a lot of toys. It has to still be in my wheelhouse. That's the biggest thing, right? Anyway, let's get on NECA, and there is a lot of NECA stuff. All right, so here we have this dude. I can't tell if this is Frankenstein or the Munsters. But either way, black and white. He looks cool. All the stuff that NECA does when it comes to this, even though it's not what I collect, I think looks absolutely awesome. So, Here he is sitting down, smoking a cigarette. Lots of accessories. Smoking a cigar. Yeah, I know he's not the Munsters. I know. And I've said the thing about NECA, they give you probably the best accessories. For usually what $30 to $35 is what you're paying for most of their figures. So, but if you are into horror, if this is something that you need, then you can grab it and have fun with it because that's what toys are supposed to be, right? Fun. It does look like Herman Mustard, doesn't it? Like it's not just me, but that's where you start realizing how much the monsters, like how much Herman Munster looked like Frankenstein. Like it's actually kind of crazy. But all in all, yeah, this is a good looking figure. So here's everything that you're going to get. A cigar smoking hand, 2 open hands, bread, coffee mug, soup, and 3 different heads. And a diaper. Don't forget the diaper. Now we need a Gene Hackman figure. And then we have 44D4. And we have Soul Brother number 1. What's good, Lawrence? A little late, but I'm here. Hey, you know what? I love having people here. You have to jump in late. You have to jump in late. We all have lives, right? Especially on a holiday. The fact that we have 95 people watching right now, we came close to hitting 100 on a holiday weekend. I know a lot of people are wrapping up before they have to go to bed, and it's awesome. G. Zambrano. I think I'm saying that right. I need a Hackman, blind man, and a lit thumb hand. And Alex S. is back. So Alex Smith is back. He just finished getting his leg fixed from when it got shattered in football. All right. The Invisible Man. There is one head in here that I might buy it just for the fucking head. Oh, Gene Wilder. That makes more sense. All right. So there's always something about the Invisible Man that kind of, I just find it very interesting. The whole idea of it, when the DC, God, what was the DC show with all the little outcasts that they recently did? I like this. I just like the concept of him, like when you start unwrapping him, the wrap is up there, and you can see what's not there, right? So he has a nice little bathrobe on, different glasses that obviously make him so people can see who he is. Again, when it comes to NECA doing certain things like this, I think they knock it out of the park. So, I don't really remember the tongs. Like, I don't know what the tongs are for. I don't have any tongs like that in my house when I'm cooking on the grill. So, now I've mentioned before, I wish NECA would sell all the stuff around it. Doom Patrol. Thank you very much. Doom Patrol. Yes. I never finished Doom Patrol because I got rid of Max. But I really enjoyed it. It was really corny and all that, but man, was it definitely good. Tripping with Toys. No, Gene Hackman played the lonely blind man in Young Frankenstein. Okay. Well, whatever. I don't watch horror movies. I've seen some. I'm not saying I've never seen any. Anyway, this figure, again, we're happy with it. But this right here, this this head sculpt here, where he's peeling everything off, and you can see that it's hollow. I would be willing to buy this figure just for this head, because I just think it looks awesome. This is the type of stuff that I've said before on other streams. There's certain things that really, they creep me out, but at the same time, I'm fascinated by them. One is stuff that's like a honeycomb. That type of stuff, it creeps me out. Like when you see all the different like spots, like if it's some sort of disease on a hand or an arm, or mushrooms when you're looking at them, it creeps me out, but I'm fascinated by it. Baby's teeth that are all like when you see the skull of a baby, if you've never seen the skull of a baby and how they have all the teeth, go look at it. It is one of the creepiest things you ever fucking see, but it fascinates me. This here also fascinates me, and I do not know why, but there's something about it where it's just hollowed out. And yeah, I don't know. Tripping with Toys says Young Frankenstein is a comedy. I know that. I do know that. But I couldn't tell you the difference between Young Frankenstein and whatever this one was. Or this is the Invisible Man, or the Bride of Frankenstein. So, but again, if you're interested in this, like, this is awesome. I mean, all these different heads, and they all tell a story. You get some books. Again, great accessories. So many things that you can do. So, whew. All right. And then NECA here drops some of these. And I know people really love these. And now we're kind of getting to the point where we're seeing characters that we know. And I hope they do G.I. Joe. I doubt they will, because they don't have the license for G.I. Joe. But I hope they do the G.I. Joe one. I will buy that one for sure. And quickly,
welcome to the Creamery.
And Alex S. has become a YouTube member. Welcome to the Creamery. You can join us this Friday at 10 p.m. when we do Punk's Pit. And you can join. You can either watch, you can join, you can watch it on the replay. It's always a blast. Matthew will attest to that. If Darren was here, who's always asking me, hey, when we're doing a Punk's Pit, isn't even here. So he's probably killing some animal or something. Yeah, a lot of people like these Ben Coopers. So anyway, take a look at them. Here we have the alien one. This thing is fucking creepy as shit. All right. If my kid was like, I want to be an alien, I'd be like, no, you're not. No xenomorph in this house. Christine says Buck Rogers, hopefully. That'd be like those those are the cool ones. I hope they have. I don't have one of these. I hope they have the same awful smell. But anyway, here's your alien. You got the bag for it. So here's the box that they come in. Really retro looking, which again, I think they do a good job. They really make it where it makes you feel like you're buying something from the 80s. We have Beetlejuice. I can't say I'm a huge Beetlejuice fan. I like the movie, but I am interested in seeing Beetlejuice 2. God, I hope they do not ruin it. I'm sorry, Beetlejuice 2024. I hope they don't ruin it. God, I hate when they ruin movies or franchises. So, if you like Beetlejuice, this is something that you're definitely going to need. But I do like that they're not just giving them all bags. They're giving them different accessories. NECA is really good with that. So you have the bucket, like we always have buckets. McDonald's was great for giving the buckets, but we all had the pumpkin bucket at least 1 year. Here's the box for it. Again, you're not getting very much, but I believe these things went up in price pretty. I think these things shot up in price, at least for a while they were. And we have the Gremlins, the Mogwai, Wicket, not Wicket, Gizmo. Wicket was from Star Wars. Gizmo is the Mogwai. I'm sorry. This looks like one of the sauna suits that people used to wear. Like, I mean, the fact that our parents pretty much put us in an outfit that was made to strangle you, to suffocate you, yeah, is amazing. But it looks pretty cool. You have your bag, which looks more like he's carrying around like a billboard, at least from this angle. But here's our box for it. And then we have the Gremlin. And I'll be damned if my kid was going to bring this in my house. I wouldn't even buy any of those Gremlins to bring in the house. I mean, I'd buy Gizmo, but I won't buy this. Brick says, I just saw Alien Romulus last night. Had a blast. I'm hesitant on the Beetlejuice, just because it was very much of its time in terms of humor. Hope it works. I hope so too. I really do. Like I said, I like Beetlejuice. I'm not like a huge Beetlejuice fan, but some of these they're classics, and you hope that they don't get ruined. How many kids cut their tongues on those masks breathing the hole? I don't think it was possible not to, right? And the worst part is, like, you kind of knew you were going to end up doing it anyway. So anyway, here he is. He's walking around. Again, this looks more like a billboard than a bag, but I understand the bag that it's supposed to be. But you really do get the feeling of the Gremlin on this. But yeah, so. And here's the box that you're going to get. Again, awesome idea. The fact that no one thought of this before, shame on them, but NECA's got to be killing it with this. I bet we'll get Predators coming, but I guess it would make sense. But also, if I was them, I would want to cash in on the Beetlejuice right now, too. You know that it's going to be really big. So you got to cash in on that when you know something is going to be hot coming in, right? Not Rachel says, I had a Boba Fett costume back in the day. Yeah, that was one of the other ones that was really that, the Stormtrooper, Darth Vader. All right. Now, these are horror movies that I have watched. And that is The Evil Dead. Now, I would be lying if some of it didn't have to do with Ash being from Michigan, along with Sam Raimi, actually close to where I live. Not that like I knew him or anything. I mean, these are horror comedies. So here we have a 2-pack of Ash and his soon-to-be deceased girlfriend, wife. I don't know if they ever really clarify what she is, but I believe this. I'm not sure if it's. I have this Ash, but they don't have real good articulation. But I think this is a lot of repaint, because the bloody one that I have here, I think is a different buck. This is the one that doesn't have a lot of blood on it. But you're getting Cheryl. This Cheryl, right? And that's what her name was. Here she is flying. Ash doesn't know what to do. I'll probably be picking this up when it comes into Sergeant Reds or Hella Dope Toys, one or the other. So, but if you haven't picked up an Ash, and you need one. Unfortunately, I already have like 3 ashes. But it's never wrong to have too many ashes in your house, right? I'm just reading some of these comments here. Oh boy, here it is, Matthew. Beetlejuice looks better than Romulus. Romulus wasn't good. So Matthew is the first person that I've heard say that it's not good. I'm sure him and Pop Blender will go over it tomorrow, and they will discuss, and he'll say how much he hates it and what's wrong with it. Christine, listen, baby, that was just pillow talk. Oh man, this is what we call pillow talk. I love Army of Darkness. Army of Darkness is such a fucking good movie. Oh yeah, that's when I didn't have power, so I didn't watch any of it because I didn't have power. All right, so here she is. Now I don't remember. I don't think this deadite face looks really good. 100% on it. I don't remember her deadite face looking this bad. But this might have been. Was this from the first movie? The first one I'm not a huge fan of. I just think the second one, even though it is just a remake, it's so much better. It's so much better because they knew what they were when they did the second one. But here she is trying to get out of the cellar. And he obviously has the wonderful axe. Now, this has to be from the second one, right? Because that's when he buried her and he got the chainsaw. So you got the cross in the back here. Got a nice shovel. Got here she is with her Dead by Dawn. I'm trying to remember if she came out of the cellar. She was never in the cellar. Unless it was the first. Because her mom was in the cellar. But we do remember this head when she's moving it back and forth. So that's the head that I would definitely use on it. But you get the chainsaw, the shovel, axe, the cross. I mean, all this stuff is just awesome accessories for so many different things. It seems weird that you spend like $70 for accessories, but we do stupid shit as toy collectors. There's no doubt about that whatsoever. All right. So what I am going to do is I'm going to play my second commercial from my sponsors, Hello Dope Toys, as I run to the men's room so I can take care of myself. So here we go. Little word from Mossman.
Oh, hey guys. So Lawrence, he had to step away for a little bit. He's got a case of the grumble dust. So he asked me to kind of watch over a stream. He put me in charge of y'all. He said to me, "Oh, Mossman, I have a case of the grumble dust, and I need you to watch myself for a little bit so nobody leaves and finds out that there's more interesting things to watch on YouTube. And also, I hate Ohio." So I was like, oh, dang, so now I have to come up with a topic for my very own show. And I was like, oh, what about talking about your favorite toy stores? So my favorite toy store is HelloDopeToys.com. So they used to have this really bad website. It used to look real scammy. Like if I gave them money, they were going to go spend it on like blow and hookers. But now their website is really nice. And like I can just go in and do like 1-2 click. And then my order's placed. And they ship super fast, guys. They ship everything in 1 business day. So like I get all my toys first. So when I'm out there on the playground and all my friends are like, oh, dang, Mossman, where'd you get that action figure? I still have to wait 17 months for mine. And I'm just like, well, I went to HelloDopeToys.com and I just pushed the buttons and then they shipped it out to me. And the packaging is so nice, guys. Like, I opened up the box. I thought, oh, I don't deserve this. I don't deserve this kind of packaging. It's so nice. But then my trash can gets full because of all the packing stuff. And I was just like, oh, dang, I just changed the trash. But now I gotta change the trash again. Oh, you're right, Matthew Matson. You can use the code APWT at HelloDopeToys.com and save 10% on your order. So how that works is, so you're gonna save 10%, and then a Punk with Toys, he has to pay that 10% that y'all save. So if you don't like Lawrence, you can just go to helldopetoys.com and just buy a bunch of stuff and rack up his bill. So then, like, at the end of the month, they're like, Hello Dope Toys is like, oh, Lawrence, you owe us $1 million because of all the 10% codes that everybody used. And yeah, that's how that works. Okay, guys, so it looks like it's time for me to go now. So make sure you go to helldopetoys.com and like and subscribe, and then in the comments put what your favorite toy store is. But if it's not helldopetoys.com, I'm probably just going to delete it, okay? So, all right, guys, bye!
All right, that was our buddy, Mossman, who, if you don't know, I do have exclusive rights to the Mossman commercials. If you guys don't know what this is, Mossman is the official spokesperson of Hello Dope Toys. I don't know if that's really true or not. But yeah, if you're new to the channel, 86 people watching, APWT will get you 10% off anything that you order from Hello Dope Toys. And if it's in stock, they ship super fast. Viper Scott is joining, saying phrasing, and I will reiterate because I know he's here right now. This Friday, we will be doing a Punk's Pit, and Viper Scout's been on most of them. So if you want to see him, you go watch his interview on Thursday with a friend, because he was another guest that we had. All right. And Brick says, I made a Hello Dope purchase today. Thanks for the discount code Punk, and thanks for the birthday gift card, Ed. Ed, you are awesome. Jeff Morris says APWT gets you a discount and Punk gets to pay the extra 10%. Nice. Yeah, that bill at the end of the month is sometimes pretty fucking big. I got to say that. So you guys are doing you're doing something to help support this community with two good guys. I think they're going to do well. I mean, I'm not just saying that because they're the pseudo sponsor of this show. They're just really good guys, and they're really they're putting everything behind what they've talked about. So, all right. Okay, quickly, let's just.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money.
Pop Blend with a $5 super chat says, Rhymeless, first act was good. The rest was the same old. But who am I to talk about such matters? See you Friday, Lawrence. Hey, the truth is, we all can have our own opinion, right? That's really what we're all supposed to have in this world, right? Our own opinion. So, all right. Now we'll get to just a little bit of G.I. Joe news. Nothing new, at least nothing that I've seen, other than a few pictures, courtesy of, well, I got them from the Full Force, but the Full Force got them from Beast Battleground, and Beast Battleground got them from Weeblo. Oh, no, wait, Weeblo is what you are before you become a Boy Scout, but after Cub Scout. Weebo, I don't know, something like that. Anyway, so we get to see a little bit of packaging, as we can see that Starduster is right here, along with Road Pig. We have Raptor up here at the top, I do believe, and then the Iron Grenadiers. So a couple of these we've already seen. All right. Still waiting on my Stinger to ship, hopefully soon. Jeff, where did you order the Stinger from? Or just did you order from Hello Dope, or did you order it from elsewhere? I'm surprised. I understand Hello Dope Toys and like places like that. Actually, I'm kind of surprised because both my local toy stores, both Nerd Out and Sergeant Reds, have both gotten them in. So I'm surprised that they haven't gotten theirs yet. Oh, you did? Okay, cool. I hope you use a discount because, like, that's the type of stuff that you really get a good discount on, man. I gotta say that I'm shocked that they're carrying big vehicles and big things like that, because that is a space eater, especially for them. So hopefully they're able to sell every single one that they got. But yeah. And when you get the Stinger, I think you're going to be pretty damn happy with the Stinger because it's a good fucking vehicle, man. It is a good fucking vehicle. Anyway, so here we go. We can see the packaging. Packaging is super boring. Like the outside of the packaging is really boring. I really wish they would have kept the other thing just because it draws kids' attention. But so we have our the Marine in the ghillie suit. I don't know what to say about this because it doesn't really look like they tried to make it work. All right. It doesn't make it look like they really tried to make it work. It looks like they just kind of shoved the thing on, didn't try and fix like the top of it, didn't even pull the arms out. At least I'm missing where the arms are at, but it doesn't really help all that much. Hoth the Basher says, I ordered from Hella Dope too. Awesome. So at least, hey, again, I hope that that's like one of the things that they do end up selling the lot that they get, because that could really eat at it. But I will definitely, when they get it in, I will definitely push that out because, again, it's a $100 toy that you're going to get for $90 there. 10 Night says Sigmund the Sea Monster, the Stanford mascot. We got Not Rachel saying Moss Man. Again, just like I don't believe this is what it's going to look like. It's not what we saw. But they're showing, and I don't know why it's in a pot. And you'll see what I mean by in a pot. So here we have the Iron Grenadier. We have the Pit Bull that's waving. And then we have Road Pig. And God damn it, I do not like that face sculpt at all. It is not a good face sculpt. I understand what they said they were going for. It does not look anything like a comic, a cartoon, well, the cartoon, or human. It's just, man, I don't get it, dude. I think this looks awful. I think the buck and everything, I like the fact that this really big body to distinguish who he is, and obviously they'll use it for other really big figures. I'm not really sure who else they would, but I just think it looks awful. Sci-Fi Drawer says it's Gumby, damn it. Get in my belly. I Jeff, I'm with you. I like the pit bull. Not a fan of Road Pig though. It's just a head. Like that's the only thing. And I don't know how. Again, this might. I think this might be the worst face sculpt that I've seen Classified do yet. And yes, I am discussing. I am adding in Falcon because I think Falcon looks like it could be a real person that just doesn't look this ugly. Andrew says, why does he have man boobs? I think that's something we might have to see first. But they did specifically talk about how, like, he's a big, strong guy, but he's not a guy that you would think is on the weights working out. That's how they envisioned him. And that's all well and good. I just don't get where. Yeah, I really hate it. Stanley's the same thing. Too cartoony face sculpt. The drapes don't match the carpet from Clint Jorgensen. Now you've done it. You've pissed off Lenny. This is his baby. I don't care. I mean, I'm sorry. This face sculpt just looks bad. All right. So that's what he looks like. I cannot believe I'm going to say this. You guys know my feeling on Cobra Law. I think it is stupid. I don't like that movie. but fuck, does this figure look awesome. We've only really seen it in the box, per se. He does not look... I thought he was going to look like bigger and wider. Why he's in a fucking pot, I don't know. Why Batman's looking up at him, I don't know. Matter of fact, I just noticed Batman is in this shot. This looks awesome. I've said it before. Almost every single figure, even figures I didn't want, look good. Again, I just talked about which one I didn't like. The road pick looks awful. This thing looks fucking amazing. John Logan jumps in. What makes Road Pig worse is that he was a highly anticipated figure. Yeah. And again, I think that's one of the things with Falcon too. Like, the very highly anticipated figure that people wanted, very essential. Road Pig doesn't fit in with the Dreadnoks. Like, if all the Dreadnoks were very cartoony looking, you'd be like, okay, that makes sense. None of them are like that. That's why it just doesn't make sense. Why all the pots and plants? I don't know. Like, I said the same fucking thing. Like, why are these things in fucking pots? Like, I don't understand. Not Rachel says, oh yeah, that Nemesis looks rad. I think this thing looks awesome. Like, from what I saw in the box, I did not think that I was like, all right, well, I'll be getting it so I can review it, be part of it. Like, this is like one I'm like, all right, this is going to be a figure that the Mythic Legions fans are going to want. The Masters of the Universe fans, they're going to want. Anyone that likes any type of sci-fi, they're going to want stuff like this because it looks fucking awesome. I feel like I'm just going to reiterate it and repeat myself over and over. So, Cobra Commander says, Nemesis wouldn't hang out in a pot. Jeff Moore says, Nemesis does look good. I still don't want Cobra Law, but it looks good for those that want him. That's exactly what, again, when people say, hey, you know, you've been saying that you don't even like Cobra Law, but you're collecting it. I told you I'm a completist right now. And when I'm finally not, then maybe I'll start picking and choosing. And I said, I think it's going to look good. I wish they weren't making these figures. Now, if I wasn't even a completist, from what I can see, from this angle and everything, I'd be like, I want this figure. Even if I don't even like them, I'd be like, I'll put them with Mythic Legions or fighting a walk or something. He looks just awesome. So this one knocked it out of the park. This one, what the fuck were you thinking? And I mean, I don't even care that he's kind of chunky. Like, that's perfectly fine. That's the envisioned. The face sculpt looks awful. I mean, I just don't even think that. I don't know how. Again, if you like it, you like it. But I just think it looks awful. All right. But here is this Nemesis Immortal, because that's what his name is, but it's Nemesis Enforcer. You can call him whatever the fuck you want. No one's coming to take your fucking toys. All right. Jeff Moore. Road Pick has the same body as me. I need to get back in the gym. I went to the gym today. It's overrated. I'm not gonna lie. It's overrated. All right. So that's the end of the toy talk, per se. So it is very difficult to come up with a new topic every single. You're doing 3 hours. A lot of the other shows they do an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours. So they talk about the topic of the week or whatever they're saying. I try and come up with something that's a little bit different. That isn't going to be just piggybacking on. So it does become difficult. And everyone is talking about these 6-inch vehicles and what they want. And so that was the idea that I had, except for This is not what I'm looking for. I'm not looking for, oh, I want a Skyhawk. I want an Awe Striker, right? You know, I want to talk about 6-inch vehicles of non-toy lines, of stuff we're not getting. And a lot of this comes from, you have Ramen Toys that are giving you a Dukes of Hazzard car, the General Lee, the A-Team van. So I actually removed those. So you're not going to see stuff like, oh, I want the Hiss 2. I want a Havoc. I want a Stun. Like, I didn't look at stuff like that. I want to look at stuff from 80s movies and TV shows, or 90s, 70s, whatever. And I'm going to let you guys, throw in some that you might have any ideas too. So we're going to be talking cars. And I just threw in a picture of Lightning McQueen. I really don't want a Lightning McQueen. So, Bill Lioneer says, I got a nice 3D printed Skyhawk. Looks exactly like the 80s. Yep, you probably got the exact same file that I did. And it's nice looking. I mean, yeah. So anyway. So these are some of the things that I've picked out. So Clint Jorgensen, Christine says Blue Thunder. I did not go with any flying vehicles because of the size of them, but I love Blue Thunder. I like Blue Thunder more than I like Airwolf. Today I'd probably go the exact opposite. I love the Blue Thunder. And then the Blue Thunder, I didn't have it. A friend of mine did. They had the Blue Thunder 1/18 scale helicopter. All right. So going through it, who wouldn't love a Smokey and the Bandit TA? Now, again, I'm trying to go with things that don't have a toy line attached to them. I didn't go with any mask figures or mask cars because you have Ramen who's actually trying to make them, and we all know who owns the rights to mask. So I think, and I mean, who wouldn't just love a 6-inch scale TA? So I'll bring up, like, if I see one that I did not have, I'll bring it up here. So, like the Bullet Mustang. Now, I've never seen the movie. I know exactly what you're talking about, and that's kind of why I didn't leave it in there. Rachel, I have that. Not Rachel, I have that. I'm just saying. Yeah, Cobra Commander, is he sitting on the teeth? Yes, he actually is. A lot of you guys are already saying ones that I talked about. But again, this thing would be awesome. And it actually does tie into something that you'll see a little bit later. But this, I love this car. I think this car looks so awesome. But again, who wouldn't want this? You could use it for so many different things. Starsky and Hutch, which Brian King is saying right here. Right? I never really watched Starsky and Hutch that much, but this car is so iconic. And it looks awesome. There's one that I drive by every now and then. So yeah, I love seeing this. And then we have the Vacation Family Truckster. Now, I'm assuming you're talking about the Griswold's station wagon. So here's one that I didn't even think of, but I should have because I've been saying it, because somebody told me that the Vanguard reminds them of the Canyonero from The Simpsons, which as soon as I say Canyonero, I start singing it. Canyonero. So yeah, that's I should have thought about the Canyon Arrow. I didn't. I did not put in the Griswold's station wagon. And here is Clint Jorgensen saying the Brady Bunch station wagon. How about a Motu Brady Bunch station wagon? The Mad Max car. I did not put that on there. But here's your Starsky and Hutch. And since you have an 18 band coming, this is probably the worst Corvette ever made. Like this design. And later on, I think maybe 89 and into the 90s, they softened the looks and made it look way better. But the 80s Vet looked awful. But let's be honest, if you're going to have an 18 band, you got to have Faceman's Corvette, right? I mean, it just, it stands out. I've still never seen Megaforce, although I know what you're talking about, and I think like that would actually be pretty cool because I think that's a line that somebody could actually make. And here's the Mad Max Interceptor. Yep, that was mentioned. But to have a Faceman in his suit with his awful-looking Corvette, with the awful-looking rims, and it really wasn't a fast car at all. Oh my god! So, no shit. I love 90210. I've talked about it before. Don't sleep on Brandon Walsh's Mustang. Yes. I just sent in my mods chat. It is an AI version of all the original cast with them now, or at least as late in life as there could be, because two of them are deceased. And what they look like now, and they're like hugging each other, and it is creepy as fucking shit. It looks creepy as shit. But anyway, so the 18 Vet, and again, you could use it for so many other things, and now you have kind of a base of a Vet, right? And someone else had already mentioned Herbie the Love Bug. I want to say, yep. Hurricane Live, he mentioned it, and I did want to bring that up. But yes, so I did think about Herbie because it definitely makes sense. It is a very iconic vehicle. It could be used for so much, and you right here, you have a non-transforming Bumblebee, right? You can put it in with your G.I. Joes, different things like that. Sci-Fi George says, not gonna lie, I want a 112 Hong Kong Fui car, Blue Falcon car, Maxwell Smith's car. I can tell you I have none of those on there, but yeah. I can fully see exactly what you're talking about. No, and Pop, were you not listening when I said I'm not bringing up the General Lee because that is something that is coming. Like if you want to get it, you can get it through Ramen. All right. Gun Bunny Custom says Little Haas on the Prairie Wagon. Again, that is a vehicle. You'd have to have horses. I actually love that idea. I did not think of anything about wagons. So, for the longest time, the Lamborghini Countach was my favorite car. I would say the Diablo eventually supplanted it, and eventually the Dodge Viper surpassed everything. But this is from Cannonball Run, and I thought the picture was great because here we are. You have Smokey in the Bandit's car. You already have a repaint for this Highway Patrol. All right? And it fits perfect. But to have a Lamborghini Countach, again, you already have the mold. You could easily turn that into a Diablo and pretty much any other Lamborghini because they all have the same silhouette from the Countach up until now. I didn't even think about the Flintstones. Like, I didn't even think about stuff like that, but that's exactly why. Ugly ass mofo. Like I said, I'm not going to bring up anyone that said something I might have on there, but Not one person said Magnum's Ferrari. And let's be honest, I need a Magnum figure. He's from Michigan. He wore a Detroit hat the whole time. And if you really want, you could actually buy this type of Ferrari. It's not really that expensive when you look in the grand scheme of what a Ferrari costs. So, but I think we all absolutely love this car. Anytime we saw one driving around, we were like, "Oh my god, dude, that is so awesome! I need, awesome, right?" So I could see someone like Ramen doing this because I think a lot of people would buy it. This is something that the Crimson Twins could be pulling up in. They have money. There's got to be one or two Joes that have a lot of money. So Eric Thurman says it wasn't an actual Ferrari. Well, I don't care. It looks like a Ferrari. We know what model it's supposed to be, right? I mean, I'm not crazy, right? And nobody has said anything about this yet. I love chips. Matter of fact, I'm seeing this and I'm singing it in my head right now. Well, not singing it because it didn't have lyrics. I'm humming the music in my head right now. All right. I sat back and, I've turned this on before. It is so cheesy, but it is so awesome. And again, they're just repainting them into Harley Davidsons. And now you have your Dreadnought bikes. But who doesn't want Ponch and John? Maybe some of you want the guys that replace them. I don't think anyone really wanted that. But you could do that. Oh my God, I've been talking way too long. I did not think about Adam 12 at all. But yeah, you're right on here. So not only this, but you need a Chips police car. Ted, you're onto something right there. I said there's some that could be used as a repaint. You might have to do a little bit, but here you have they had all these police cars. And again, who doesn't want some police cars? Holy shit! And Boba Fett Gaming, I don't think I've ever seen you here. I did not even think about the Miami Vice Testarossa. So I got to bring this up because I think we all fell in love with the Testarossa when that one came out. That is a great call too, because that car was awesome. So Ted Knight nailed it. Now, this is what I remember about. My dad said every single time that you would see Ponch's TA, something would happen to it. The one that resonates with me more than any of them is when the forklift went through it. Now again, if someone is making the Smokey and the Bandit TA, the police car one, the highway patrol one, or this one has a different front end, but it is the same body style for the most part. And yes, I'm so glad, Ted, that you thought of that because I thought I was the only one. I just remember every single time something happened to the TA. Something would happen to it. It ended up getting hit for some, and he'd always get it he'd just be getting it out of the shop. Rockford, I don't remember. I can honestly say I don't know that. But you say Rockford Files, and then the first thing I thought of was the Sherman tank from the movie Tank, where if you've never seen the movie Tank, it's absolutely awesome. Stanley Eberhard, I'm embarrassed. I'm embarrassed that I didn't even think of this. That car was awesome. Yes. Stallone's car in Cobra is absolutely awesome. That is something I would love to see. And you could give us a Stallone figure, a Cobra Stallone figure, because he would fit in with just amazing, right? And we know he'll give his rights away for a certain amount, considering they have the Rambo figures, right? Okay, so it's going to upset people. I've never seen Tango and Cash, so I don't know the SUV that you're talking about. Okay, I'm from Detroit, and I didn't even think of Axel Foley's Chevy Nova. And nice to have the Briscoe jumping in here. I haven't seen you here today, so wow, I didn't even think about Axel Foley's. But I think having like a rusted out car would be awesome. Like, you don't need something shiny all the time. Like, this I actually meant to bring this up, and I don't know why I did not. I would love to have the Battlestar Galactica not space station, Battlestar Galactica fighter spaceships. Those would be awesome. And I would like to have one from the original series and from the new series. But yeah, I meant to put this up there and I did not. OLU, I don't believe I've ever seen you here before. Keenan Forever. Holy shit, man. You're clearly a skateboarder because no one else has Keenan Forever. Maybe we have talked before. The Buick Grand National. This kind of popped up, and again, this guy does wear a Gordie Howe sweater throughout the whole thing. I think everyone would love to have the whole Ferris Bueller gang, right? It's only 3 fucking figures. I mean, I guess you eventually got to have the principal also. But I think if you had those 3 figures with them sitting here, driving around in this could be a centerpiece for you. But yeah, I think this would be awesome. And this was kind of one of those things that just kind of popped up, and I was like, holy shit, this is pretty damn cool. So, and it's another Ferrari. And again, there seems to be a lot of Ferraris that people would love from the TV shows. And again, if you're just jumping in, I don't want to talk about stuff that is, oh boy, that's a good one, Mr. Mad Gus. I don't want to talk about like stuff from G.I. Joe that we might get, the All Striker, the APC, no mask stuff. But yeah, Mr. Mad Gus says the Dumb and Dumber furry van. Ace, if you're watching on the replay, yeah, that's just something that would be really cool. I can't believe this one hasn't been brought up yet. And this is the Fall Guys pickup truck. Now, if memory serves me well, if you think that the General Lee got smashed up when it landed, this thing was getting destroyed every single fucking time it landed. No doubt about that. That suspension was not handling anything coming crashing down for sure. Ed says you can cover the Vanguard in faux fur and have the dog man from Dumb and Dumber. Marty's Back to the Future truck. There is that. There's a foreign car. We don't buy foreign cars in this house, although we showed enough foreign cars. But yeah. But the fact that this hasn't been brought up, I love the Fall Guy. I couldn't tell you one episode of the Fall Guy, but I know it was awesome. Knight Rider, it was mentioned early on. I think this is just a shoe-in. If Ace from Ramen Toys doesn't do this, it would blow my mind. He's already done a charger with electronics. You just need to have the light going back and forth. Boba Fett. Someone said Knight Rider right at the beginning. I just didn't mention it because I said anyone that I see that I have on here, I'm not going to mention. So one person did mention it. So everyone else probably heard me say when I didn't mention it, it was coming. I had almost forgot about the Knight Rider, which is, I don't know how, because this is one of those shows that you had to watch because it never made sense how this thing never got damaged, but it didn't. I might buy it. Yes, the OJ Ford, but it bothers me you didn't put white Bronco because no one ever says OJ's Bronco. They always refer to it as OJ's white Bronco. Yes, it comes with an AC cowling. OJ comes with gloves and a knife. I'm not going to talk about the two bonus figures that you could get. And just like that, Rad Nom took us down a bad hole. You know, how did I not think of the Pizza Hut delivery truck from Gleaming the Cube? And of course, I want the skateboarders, right? You got to have Tony Hawk, and I believe Tommy Guerrero was in it. Yes, that would be awesome. And you could also use that for a Toy Story, right? The Toy Story, all you need to do is swap out the top, and you pretty much have that vehicle. Yes, Gleaming the Cube. Such a bad movie, but awesome at the same time. And as it was mentioned earlier, BJ McKay and his best friend Bear. There was something about the show. He smashed through everything. Did he not? And how many of us acted like Optimus Prime was BJ McKay? Him being red sure helped out, and we would use him as BJ McKay when you were just smashing through your Hot Wheel cars and everything. I did not put the trailer on here because I'm like, now we're talking too big. We're talking 1/12 scale, but this thing would already be huge. And right here, okay, you want to do your mask, you can do your mask now, right? You can make a transforming one. Obviously, it's not a Peterbilt. And the other thing I didn't think about is I didn't think about any of the vehicles from Maximum Overdrive. The you have the Jeep with the machine gun that somehow can fire on its own. Then you have the Green Goblin semi. Like, I'm kind of upset with myself. Yes, Christine and his best friend Bear. That's right. And if it's been a long time since you haven't watched that and you didn't realize, he's also one of my two dads. With Paul Reiser. I did not mention the Christine car. Nope, I did not. There were so many, and it's one of those things you got to think about. So we talked about the Dukes of Hazzard. Now I'm actually kind of upset. I forgot about Daisy's Jeep. That was very iconic, and Uncle Jesse's pickup truck. But Daisy's Jeep, I think, was a little more iconic. I can think about Sanford and Son. Yeah, that's right, Sanford and Son. And that might be close to what the Jeep was, or the pickup was that Uncle Jesse had. This was actually brought up a little while back, not that far. The Pizza Hut truck from Gleaming the Cube. Yep, it was brought up. I didn't show it because I can't believe I didn't even think about that one. JLS Comics says the truck from Duel would be cool. I've never heard of Duel. Am I missing something? Hold on. You need to go. Hold on. All right, but you got the General Lee. Yeah, Richard Burns. I just mentioned. I didn't even think about those when I was doing it, but the Maximum Overdrive semi and the Jeep with the machine gun for no reason. So anyway, you're getting the General Lee. You gotta have Roscoe Pico Train's cruiser, or you can have it be Enos or Enos and what was the other one? Enos and not Cleanest, something like that. But yeah, so you get two of these because they always had two. They always got destroyed. And I remember as a kid, those big Cletus. Yeah, Cletus, thank you very much. I knew it was something really weird. They had these big, they were probably about maybe 2 feet long, 1.5 to 2 feet long. Dukes of Hazzard plastic trucks. These things were just they didn't break. And there was the police car and the Dukes of Hazzard. You'd always lose the sirens on the top because they would always jump off. Terrence St. John has jumped in saying Cletus also. I think he spelled it wrong though. I think it is spelled like Northern Nomad. But either way, I'd be able to enunciate it. But with this, you gotta have Boss Hogg's Cadillac. I kind of forgot about the Boss Hogg Cadillac till when I went to search for the Dukes of Hazzard police car. This popped up and I went, holy shit. I forgot about Boss Hogg and his Cadillac. So you have the General Lee coming from Ramen Toys. How are we not going to get these other ones? Of course, I'm not buying them, so I don't really need to worry about it. But it was just some of the ones that I had thought about, and that's all of them. That is all the cars that I had thought. But I love hearing, like, some of you guys had some great, like, a lot of the ones I had already seen. I didn't want to go through and pick out, like, every single, I didn't want to look for pictures, to be 100% honest. Chief Brody's Blazer from Jaws. Who else thought Roscoe and Roscoe P? Who thought Roscoe and Roscoe Pico Train? Oh, well, it is Roscoe Pico Train. That's I always said it. Wait a minute. All right, I had this. And okay, so sometimes when you save a picture, it doesn't show up. I had the Wraith because that's one I said I'm not going to mention because I love that movie. I mean, it's such a bad movie. So I had the Wraith. Now, if you don't know what the Wraith is, it is a Dodge car. The whole thing was sponsored by Dodge. I'm going to bring this up really quick here. Share my screen. I had that. I don't want someone to think I did not think about that. So this is the Wraith. Hopefully. It was an official pace car. All it is a Dodge Daytona souped up. For the most part. It has like a 4-cylinder twin turbo, I think, or turbo. Same engine they were using like crazy. I had that in there. So Christine, thank you very much for like pointing that out. And someone said it earlier, and that's why I didn't mention it because I was like, I'm not going to mention anyone that that I have. And I noticed when I did the slides that there was one that I was missing, but I wasn't sure what it was. Well, there was a couple that I was missing. But but I wanted to show that one. Quickly here. Nolan said the Wienermobile. I didn't even think about that, but that would be awesome because could you imagine the shots with the Wienermobile, which I believe they've changed the actual name. Jed Chevy from Red Dawn. So right here, like Ronnie, like this is what I'm saying. Like there's a few trucks. And I showed the Fall Guys, right? Like right there, you kind of have a repaint. Maybe you have to change the grill a little bit, but it's something that you could easily do. Pulp Fiction Bloody Mess car with Jules Vincent in a briefcase. That would have to be done by Valaverse because he just loves to do bloody stuff. Yes, it's actually Roscoe P. Coltrane. Yeah, I know what you're saying. Ooh, I didn't. But someone is. I think we're going to get this, to be 100% honest, considering there are Scooby figures coming out. So, SWAT truck from Nasty Boys. I don't know what you're talking about. Street Hawk motorcycle. I'm assuming you're talking about the latest National Lampoons and that truck. So when I hear that truck, I think of Canyonero, right? If you've not seen the latest, if you didn't see the last National Lampoon's Vacation with Ed Helms and Christina Applegate, I think it's funny. God, I was with my ex, so it's 9-10 years old now. All the stuff that happens in that truck, I had tears coming down my eyes because I was laughing so hard. That one is so fucking good. Chad says we need a 6-inch scale love boat. All right. Sal G, who I can say I don't believe I've ever seen here, say I like the Pork Chop Express and a figure from Jack Burton, Lopan, and the rest of the characters too. Big Trouble in Little China. Gilligan's SS Minnow from Toy Pinching. You guys are crazy. All right, 95 people. Please hit that like button if you haven't yet, and hit the subscribe. If you're tuning in here, you haven't hit subscribe yet, please hit subscribe. I know a lot of people, I'm in the algorithm, but they haven't hit subscribe. But you know what's crazy? 106 likes right now, 96 people watching. So we're actually getting more likes than we have people watching right now, and 163 votes. Viper Scout says, Sea Bison, we have it right over here, stepping out of the Wienermobile. I love it. With his cape just kind of blowing up there. That would be awesome. Deep Water says, does anyone remember the coyote from Hardcastle and McCormick? I've never watched that. I know the name, so I'm going to say no, but I'm sure someone must. A Snap-on truck. I'm just trying to... Yeah, we showed Kit. We definitely showed Kit. That was one no way I was going to forget. The ship... The ship the kids make in 1984 Explorers. Now, I would take one of those Ford Explorers, and let's say, like, when it goes too fast, the tires blow up and the thing just fucking flips over. That would be really cool. Because if you're going to have a car that explodes, it shouldn't be, the name shouldn't be close to being renamed the Exploder. Cold Trickle Days of Thunder. I've seen Days of Thunder like one time in my life. And yes, I am a Tom Cruise fan, so I can't say I know exactly which one you're talking about. I'm just kind of... Yeah, someone mentioned the Beverly Hills Cop, and I am all for that. Because I like the idea of having something that is rusted out, that isn't just super smooth and looks nice, because that's where the detail and everything comes from. Yeah, the Munsters Dragster, Beverly Hillbillies, car where they're riding up on top of it. Like that falls into place with the Little House on the Prairie, one that Gun Bunny said. I know somebody said the Mad Max. I don't know if it's the same one because that was the Interceptor, but there's so many different. Oh, the bus from Speed. Hey, to have a bus. I mean, how big would a bus be? I mean, it'd be big. Maybe do a short bus. Right? Maybe just do a short bus. That would be awesome. Yeah, the boat from Thunder in Paradise. Let me just tell you, if the boat from Thunder in Paradise came before the Cobra Hydrofoil, the Moray, 3-star draw would lose his fucking shit and probably shoot up Hasbro. All right, I'm just saying. The Mustang from the remake of Death Race 2000 with Jason Statham. I like this one, Gun Bunny. The ship from the Last Starfighter. I am so mad that I cannot find this Last Starfighter for free. At least it wasn't the last time I checked because I used to love that movie. Nolan, the Hawksters Mobile from Rock and Roll Wrestling. I know what you're talking about. I cannot think of what it looks like. Clint Jorgen says the beer truck Stone Cold drove to the ring. I'd rather have the Detroit Red Wings Zamboni that he drove down to the ring. That would be awesome. Stanley ever had everyday vehicles that the Trendnox would modify: tow truck, garbage truck, bikes. That's actually what my buddy Greg is working on right now. That big tow truck from Furioso. 48 hours blue rusted out caddy. See, things like this are like, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Viper Scout says Nightboat from The Simpsons. Wait, someone already said Thunder in Paradise. Yes, I did say it. I did say it. A Blade Runner car. See, I knew you guys would have a whole bunch. I actually did show Herbie. I had that out. I actually had Herbie up there. Gun Bunny says Walmart has the Last Starfighter DVD for $5 in its bin. I'm gonna have to check next time I go. I'll spend $5 on it. If it's $5, like on iTunes, I'll buy it. I mean, I don't care. I mean, it's $5, right? I'm gonna throw it away. The CUDA from the movie Phantasm. I don't know. I don't believe I've ever seen Phantasm. I knew what the Barracuda is. I would love that. Homer's car, awesome. And I guess we have to do it here.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money.
Quilo Quie, $9.99 super chat. Hello, appreciate the hard work you put into your streams, reviews. Was hoping to get your thoughts on a 1/12 scale vehicle prices. Ramen Racer van looks great, but WWE trucks, TMNT vans are more affordable. Well, I can tell you from looking at, reviewing the Ramen Racer, and from being the only person that was willing to pick up the bread van and move it around and drop things out of it and watch people freak out other than Ace, you're the quality, the quality, the detail that you're gonna get with ramen is it's 100 times better than what you get from something like the WWE trucks that I've seen, turtle vans. Now, if you're just talking about play features and you want turtles and you're using it for backdrops for your pictures, the turtles are actually going to be a little bit different because they do have a lot of play features. And they're not that expensive unless you're going with like what Super7 is giving you. Actually, there's been a few expensive turtles. But yeah, the quality and the detail, it's night and day. So you are right, they're much cheaper, but when you start getting in, and again, I don't know how much you are into like collecting toys. If you're into just like, hey, I like the GI Joe stuff, I like these specific toys, and you're not into high price items. When you get into high price items, that's when you really become. I think Matthew and many other guys can agree to this. That's when you start going, oh, this is really the difference. And again, when people get mad at me when I said that, the Valorverse Vanguard is a 6-inch vehicle, it's nice, it's decent. We've held stuff that has really good quality and really good detail. So that's the difference that you're going to get. But if you don't care that much, you're going to use it as a background thing. Then hey, go with that and do some customizing. I'm sure Gun Bunny probably has something that makes it look awesome. So 1 second here. What's that? You're waking up at 5?
Yeah, I have my alarm.
Okay, I'll be up by 6 to make sure you're up and ready to take you to school.
Okay.
Hey, you hear that, guys? I get to wake up earlier to drive a kid to school. Yay, can't wait. But yeah, that's really the difference. And I understand people don't want to spend $200 to $300 on a vehicle. But the quality and the detail that you're going to get is night and day. So, and I do appreciate the super chat. Thank you. I feel like I've never seen you in here. So I love the fact that you jumped in here. It's awesome. And Matthew says, yeah, but figures don't fit in them. So yeah, that's another. Again, that's what happens if you're just using it for background. But if you're using something for background, remember, if you understand how to do, like, and I don't, so don't ask me how to do it. If you're doing like that forced perspective, you can get a GI Joe, 1/18 scale vamp, stinger, or whatever, and find a way to put it where it looks like there is somewhat in front of it. And get that detail. Maybe it's a little bit further back. So, Jack Slater's car from The Last Action Hero. I've never seen The Last Action Hero. I know it's bad. I don't even want to see it. The 250 GT California. Yep, I actually showed this. I did show this one off because when it came up, yeah. But I did show that one. That Ferrari. Training Day. I didn't think about Training Day. What awesome figures. Those would be two awesome figures to have. Denzel Washington is absolutely amazing. That movie is such a good fucking movie. And when you see the cast of people, like when you go back and you look at the cast of people that are in that, oh my God, that movie is so good. And yes, Matthew, that is a movie that I have seen. I know that will probably bother you because you're going to be like, hey. So my question is the touring bus of the Def Leppard pre-accident. Now, is this something that could be repainted for the Metallica accident also? You kind of think of repaints, guys. And think about how much money they're going to save with. They don't even have to create a limb for one of their figures. Ford versus Ferrari cars. That is a really good movie. I'm just going to say that. Yeah, I like that. I like that idea. Maxwell Smart's car. Yep, this was brought up, the 50 Mercury from movie Cobra. This is when I'm disappointed. Tony and I have talked about it. I love that gun. That's a movie I have to get and go back. Ooh, the Fifth Element taxi. Now that's thinking outside the box, and I like that idea because all you need is like a clear stand to make it up in the air. So yeah, I like that idea. Hey, a toy kind of mood, jumping in, hopping in late, but what's up, everyone? Like the show. If you're watching, happy Labor Day. Hope you had a wonderful Labor Day there, Travis. It looks like Tony's out. He's getting on the ambo. You know, we need an ambulance just for Tony, like a good ambulance. Again, WWE makes one, but like Matthew said, you really can't get into it. The detail is just not going to be there. Star Wars Holiday Special, Chewbacca Life Tape Parade Float. Hey, what about all the floats from Batman '89? I mean, I don't think it's bad. I've avoided saying anything about Fast and the Furious because I've never seen those movies, and I'm perfectly happy about that. Ooh, I like this. Cloud cars from Care Bears. I think most of you know I have a soft spot for the Care Bears, so I would love that. And Inspector Gadget's car. Woo! All right, guys. Thank you guys for participating in this. I actually had a blast doing this. And you guys gave me, again, I went through I picked out vehicles that I saw that I remember liking as a kid. I saw a whole bunch that I knew a lot of you guys would have, but it's not a lot of fun if I have all of them and you guys don't. If I could type faster, I would love to have them up and I could pull everything up, but man, I don't have the typing speed to find them all. But anyway, thank you guys very much. If you guys don't mind, please, on the way out, hit the like button and hit that subscribe button if you're not yet. But I'm going to call it a night. It's been 3 hours and 18 minutes, like a 318. The old Dodge V8 engine. Yeah, we did mention some of Cannonball Cop. Cannonball Cop. I'm looking at the comment above you. Cannonball Run, and someone said all of them. And that was too hard to go through all of them. But the Briscoe says RoboCop's car. Does anyone really want a fucking Taurus? It was like the greatest selling car next to, like, I think the Toyota Camry. But man, oh man. So anyway, I'm going to get out of here. Thank you very much. Thank you guys for participating. It was awesome. I love when you guys, I need to do more stuff like this where I can get guys in. People just participating. Yes, RoboCop is from Detroit, but he is filmed in Dallas. Well, what is this? Pop Blender, he said 318. Wow. You don't like the 318 engine? That is a fucking badass engine. I mean, it's a workhorse. But I don't know what 318 is. Anyway, I'm going to get out of here. Tune in this Thursday when Gun Bunny Customs will be on. I'm sure he'll have something to say because he has a story. That is for sure. You guys all have stories. So as I bring each and every single one of you on, I will promote you. I will be happy to have each and every one of you to tell your story. But Gun Bunny Custom will be the next guest on Thursday with a friend. And then this Friday, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we will be doing Punks on Film. Not Punks on Film. No, Matthew, don't get excited. Not Punks on Film. We will be doing Punk's Pit, but that is only for a channel member. So if you want to see what it's about, become a channel member, join the Creamery, and see what you've been missing. And if not, hey, no big deal. I understand. We work hard for our money, so. But I'm going to get out of here since you guys heard I have to wake up early and take someone to school. Have a wonderful night. See everyone Thursday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, along with Gun Bunny, not Wood Bunny. Take care.